So yeah, anyway, the doctor said whatever was up there, I'm gonna need to go into surgery next week. Hello and welcome to the Super Sellout podcast, episode 11.
Yeah. Totally didn't do that right. But by the way, PSA for you guys out there: if anything's going up the pooper, make sure it's got a flared end. Otherwise, it gets caught up there. Otherwise, you're gonna have a very awkward conversation with your doctor, which surprisingly more common than you may think.
Yeah, you hear some pretty funny stories about stuff like that. At least when they did it in Jackass, they put the car in a condom. We've got all kinds of fantastic, newsworthy things to get through today, and believe me, Jason, LJZ, L Grand J dug pretty deep to find some pretty interesting things. And I know we missed a week, but let us be frank, we were having a fun little time away in another country.
I don't know about you, man. I was out there getting bitches, getting all that poontang, and you were just like, oh yeah, I gotta be faced with my girlfriend. Jason, you go have fun without me. And I was like, dude.
Long nights sitting in that hotel room all alone.
All alone. We did have Foxtel though, so we did watch a lot of movies, like Pirates of the Caribbean 3, which actually was surprisingly good. We were talking about it, like, there are a lot of plot lines that they built over the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and most of them got, like, concluded in Pirates 3, so storytelling-wise, was good.
I was listening to the Davy Jones theme for, like, the next week after we got back.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I just had that shit on loop, man.
Like, what I've been listening to recently was Don't Stop Me Now. Remember how we were at the airport?
We were at the airport, and I'm a little bit tipsy because while I was waiting for you to get there, I just went to the first bar and just fucking Canadian Club and Dry, Canadian Club and Dry, Canadian Club and Dry, talking to some of the other Aussie guys that were there. And then we walked to the terminal. You're sober as anything.
But I was feeling pumped.
We're in queue waiting to fucking get our bags and shit checked. And we just start fucking, don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you want to have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me because I'm having a good time. Don't stop. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't want to stop at all.
And then, like, some dude in the line was like, oh yeah, it's a good song. Man. Like, throughout the, oh man, we probably just do a separate video.
But you want to know the best part about doing shit like that, in my mind, is that I know that people are going to go home and be like, there were these fucking dudes at the airport, very loudly, not caring who was around them, singing Queen.
Yeah, it's fun and charismatic, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how you get bitches. I mean, it's how you get the ladies.
Yep, that's right.
Or guys, if you're into that thing. But
cut that bitches thing out. We don't want to seem...
Alright, like every time I say I will cut something out, I will totally cut it out.
Yeah. That was a joke.
Yeah. Well...
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. First video today is... Oh, yeah. New video.
A Pokemon
that
has gone years without getting an evolution.
Oh, Zigzagoon.
Oh, Zigzagoon's
what the
getting
fuck?
one too.
Sirfetched.
Wow.
Do you know it says Pokemon Sword version exclusive? Which means that there's
gonna
likely a Pokemon Shield version exclusive on the other side as well.
Oh yeah, of course. They're gonna have... But does Sirfetched have like a pair Pokemon?
It doesn't, but... So I was thinking, like, there's a whole bunch of, like, Pokemon that don't evolve in Red and Blue. A lot of them got evolution. So, like, for example, Onix got an evolution. Magmar got an evolution. Electabuzz got an evolution. Jinx hasn't gotten an evolution yet.
No.
And neither has Lapras.
Yeah.
So, potentially...
Well, he's Gen 3. Or is he Gen 2?
No, Farfetch was Gen 1.
Was he?
Yeah. Farfetch was Gen 1.
Oh,
he was positioned before Doduo and Dodrio. Yeah, which...
Quadrio's coming, boys.
Mega Dotrio.
Wow.
But yeah, so looking forward to a Shield Lapras. Or a Shield Jinx.
one way to make all those old Pokemon relevant again.
Yeah. And it also said his ability was Steadfast. I can't remember what Steadfast. It was like a fighting game. It was like a fighting ability. I think Lucario has it. So it either means he doesn't flinch, or when he gets hit by a dark move, he goes up by 2.
Not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, he's a fighting Pokemon, not even normal. I think he's fighting and flying, which means he's the same typing as Hawlucha.
Hawlucha is one of my favorite Pokemon. He's so dumb, but I love him.
Yeah. So first time we'll be seeing. It's actually not the first time we'll be seeing Pokemon on a console. There's actually been a lot of console Pokemon today. Because you had Pokemon Stadium and then like Coliseum.
And whatever the sort of like pseudo sequel was to Coliseum. There was another one that came out on GameCube that was kind of like it.
Yeah.
I never played it.
Can't remember, but I guess
that was how I used to trade Pokemon, by the way. Because
using the Coliseum link cables and shit.
Yeah, I used to put all my Pokemon on Coliseum and then put them onto the next game because I didn't have like 2 DSs or a friend who I could trade that shit with. So whenever I was trying to get like my Machoke into Machamp or whatever, I'd have to put it on Coliseum and then put it back on the same Game Boy.
Oh, okay. So it evolved it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Because it evolves through trade. It just goes to Coliseum and then evolves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Sword and Shield is going to be coming out on Switch. So it means that 3DS is officially dead.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's like pretty much no reason to own a 3DS anymore.
I'm going to finish up Shadows of Valencia and then that's pretty much 3DS done for me.
Yeah.
I might get a Switch sometime soon in the near future. Switch Lite just came out recently. People have been reviewing it pretty well. But I think I'm probably not going to pick up a Switch Lite. I'm probably going to pick up a regular Switch so I can stream with it and stuff using HDMI cable. But yeah, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Sweet as. Still haven't finished Let's Go.
Have you played Sun and Moon?
No.
Yeah, neither have I.
I have it, but like I literally picked my starter and then stopped playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's another game I'll borrow off you at some point. Guys, like for all those guys that are poor gamers, find a friend that's a rich gamer and just borrow the games that like he's finished playing. You save a whole lot of money that way. Especially if you have a friend that's like a game collector. Oh man, they just like buy everything. You just borrow them off your friends.
Don't play any of it.
Yeah,
that's me.
Well, they got a shit ton of games, so they're not gonna miss it. Yeah, all right. Next video. Oh yeah, okay. So remember last time we talked about the Ninja video in Mixer?
Yeah.
And you said there was a second part of it?
Yeah.
Which was about Mixer, Mixer's side of things. So I guess
one of the things I said in the last one was that his first part was sponsored by Amazon, who owns Twitch.
Yeah.
This part is not sponsored by Amazon.
Oh, so he goes in. Girl.
I was wondering
you know what? Stop. Sorry, I can't be seen talking to you. The internet might get the wrong idea about our relationship.
Look at that guy in the background.
Do you get what that's a reference to?
No.
Ninja came out, like, some people were like, how come you don't stream with girls? How come you never stream with girls? And he said, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I have a girlfriend, and I don't want people to go, oh, Ninja's hooking up with this chick, or he's cheating on his girlfriend with this chick, or anything like that. That's literally, that's what his reasoning was for not streaming with any of the, like, top female Fortnite streamers.
Like, I can understand that. Like, it's very easy for the internet to extrapolate or, like, read into certain things way too much. And I guess if he's really faithful and he cares about his, like, significant other, then it might be a thing out of respect for him. Unfortunately, it's this really dangerous line for guys to tread. And a lot of them, it's like, if you got a lot on the line, you'd rather not tread that line at all. Otherwise, you might go full pro Jared.
Foreshadowing.
It's not on the playlist.
We
cut
didn't
it.
go
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Actually, I don't remember. Oh, whatever.
Ew! Unattractive adult human male.
Why are we still doing this? I mean, weren't you supposed to be telling us about why the Ninja Mixer decision was a mistake?
Look, I'm getting to it, alright? But first, in honor
He's got a fucking
of this
paperclip in his wig.
exclusive streaming partnership with Blender, I am pleased to also announce this special edition merch, The Ninja Blender. What do you want now, Captain Buzzkill?
You realize that's someone else's product, right?
Clearly it's not. As you can tell right here on the front, has my name, Ninja.
Whoa.
That's me, yours truly, top Fortnite game streamer. What say you, dead meme guy?
Well, will it blend?
That is a dead meme.
Well then, you can catch me outside using it. How about that?
That whole Will It Blend video series actually was like a pretty good marketing campaign in hindsight when I think about it now.
He blended an iPad.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other things.
I wonder how many blenders they actually sold with that.
I don't know a blender.
I guess it was definitely very good, like, brand awareness sort of, definitely, yeah. So, like, if you guys are ever trying to sell any sort of product, just make some super rando video series about it, and then you'll get a whole bunch of awareness. Oh, that's such a great idea, man.
Yo, Dre! Thanks for coming to my press conference. What say you, my homeboy?
Yo, Ninja Bro, New Jersey's got your back. You're blowing my mind with this stank merch. But can we get back to the episode? Hotline Bling.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, let's do that. Hey, offstage guy, press the big red announcement button.
Oh, man.
Thanks. See y'all later.
I love the Hotline Bling memes, man. Like, so... Yeah, so, like, there's
Like the tennis one.
the original one where he was, like, deflecting all that shit. So... Yeah. And then, like, more recently, you got the, like, and then, like, yeah. The no
Oh,
idea.
yeah. That's one of those meme templates that is just, like...
It's really good,
Some
man.
memes have, like, transcended, so, like, they just, like, never died.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. And it's mostly because people, like, kept doing it, but they were replacing, like, oh, now it's not Drake, it's SpongeBob, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Or in this, like, Dragon Ball page, they use Freezer instead of Drake.
Man, imagine it gets to a point where, like, I think it might, like, I think there actually airs a study in university where, like, memes are are studied in communications and, like, the study of languages and shit. So yeah, eventually having an encyclopedic knowledge of memes will one day be considered like modern history. Imagine that day, man. Just like getting a job in like a modern like technology museum, and your qualification is fucking meme professor.
Going through the years. Yes, this was the age of Rage Comics and Inglip.
Yes.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory. Still running to the mail every day, hoping to find that elusive check from Mixer. Nothing. Well, if it hasn't come at this point, it ain't coming anytime soon, since after today's episode, Mixer is never gonna want to talk to me, either because they're so offended by what I have to say, or because they see my point and how dumb they were to spend tens of millions to make this deal in the first place. You see, last time I talked about all the good this deal provided. Ninja totally made the right move, cashed out when he was on the decline and guaranteed a lifetime of stability in the unstable world of online video. Mixer, true to its name, it's a bit more of a mixed bag. Seeing some short-term successes, searchability is up, traffic is slightly higher, but in an ideal world, you don't just strike a deal costing tens of millions of dollars with one of the biggest talent in the world for just 1 week of news stories. You do it...
It depends, though. 10 million is not a lot of money in the big context of things.
For the cash. So let's take a quick look at the numbers, shall we? Ninja, in his first 18 days on Mixer, got himself 10 million views. Now, on YouTube, you can buy cheap views using YouTube's ad systems for about 2 or 3 cents a view. And that's not any sort of...
That's pretty expensive. 2 or 3 cents per view? Shit, man.
Click Farm's sketchy black hat views. These are views that are outright purchased via YouTube's own advertising systems. So that's about $300,000 worth of viewership for the first half month of this partnership so far. Not too shabby. But since that first big push, things have started to level off, with him getting 20,000 average concurrent viewers per stream now. That translates to
That's
about
not a lot.
300,000 views per stream. Doing some quick back-of-the-napkin math here, that's 300,000 times roughly 260 streams per year, or 78 million views times 3 cents. About $2.3 million worth of views in any given year. Definitely good, but it's still far below what I assume and what I've heard through my contacts that he's actually getting paid. And still, that's not the whole story. When it comes to gaming itself, our views are actually much less valuable than the views of, say, a channel that appeals to moms who are making most of the household's purchases. Optimistically...
That's what we gotta do. We gotta make content targeted at moms with purchasing power.
God.
Sell out even harder.
Speaking, a view in gaming is like 0.3 of a cent. $0.003, my friends. So if you're looking for the actual...
See, that's really weird, because, like, I heard statistics, like, ages ago, back when I was into esports, that the young male demographic is supposedly, like, one of the most lucrative demographics to target or advertise to. That's what I heard. Just because, like, they're the ones that are least susceptible to online advertisement. Because we're just so skeptical, but at the same time, there's like really high income levels and like really high disposable income levels.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why there's like targeting mums is like way more important.
Value of 10 million views, you're talking something more like $30,000. That is a really low number that rounds out the year for Mixer with $234,000 worth of value. If you're paying someone 8 figures to get you views, well, that's still 2 figures short. But remember what I said last time. Most live stream platforms like Twitch and Mixer are earning most of their money off of you, your donations. Taking a cut out of every subscription, Ember, Bit, Byte, Super Chat, and Sparkle that you give to your favorite streamer. So let's look at...
I can't tell if all of them are real or not. Like, I know bits are real, but I didn't know how that other shit was real or relevant on other platforms.
What those numbers could look like for Mixer here. A subscription on Mixer is $6. Now, normally Mixer would take a split of that, but considering they just paid a solid 8 figures for Ninja's exclusivity, chances are they're taking his whole cut, at least for a while, as a means of making up that lost revenue. Subtracting out Amazon Prime subs, at the height of paid subscribers during his time on Twitch, Ninja had about 50,000.
Actually, now that I think about it, right, paying him $10 million isn't even like that much, right? Because like when you think about it, Netflix, whenever they want to have a similar sort of show signed on, they pay way more than $10 million, I reckon.
They don't really get it back either.
Yeah. Whereas if you think about like Ninja as like a ongoing like video series, they're actually getting pretty good bang for their buck. Like, how many hours of a like Netflix exclusive can you get? Like, whether it's an anime or a show or like a sitcom or some shit.
And it takes time to produce that too.
Yeah, for 10 millions versus just like paying this guy off as like, oh, 10 millions, you work for us for like a year or some shit.
Yeah.
It was about the time that he had 4 million total followers. Now, that's him at his absolute height of power. When he left Twitch, he was at 20,000, but we're going to assume best case scenario here. Matching that 50,000 number on Mixer, a relatively unknown platform, with half the number of new followers.
I have one problem with this video. And I can't remember if he addresses it or not, but I'm pretty sure Matt does not take into account how many people now also go and start streaming on Mixer. Like, see this as a potential platform as opposed to Twitch.
Yeah.
How many people are now actually like starting new channels on Mixer or moving their own channels from Twitch to Mixer? In this whole analysis, he kind of like zeroes in on Ninja and Ninja's performance.
Yeah.
And Ninja's return on Mixer. I don't think he looks at the bigger picture of how many other people are now streaming on Mixer and therefore making more money back to the platform.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's kind of like how economists talk about in economics when the government spends money on the economy to like create certain jobs or certain like government construction projects. It's like, yes, that money is going in, and maybe that construction or infrastructure isn't the best rate of return, but that money gets out there and like it creates more jobs to support the local construction and a whole bunch of other stuff.
It's kind of like,
it's called the multiplier effect.
I was going to say it's kind of like building like an interstate road or something like that.
Yeah.
So you'll spend a lot of money building the road and you will create jobs for people who are actually building that road, and that's really good for those people, but then eventually they'll finish the road and they won't have a job in that anymore. But then all these other jobs will be created by people having better accessibility to different states within the country. And it's better for like trades and truckies and shit like that.
Yeah. That's I guess the whole point of smart economic management. You've been listening to Friendlyjordies, it seems.
I have. I also know that it's better to build rail instead of roads.
Yes.
On impossible. However, Mixer is doing a free giveaway month to
Ooh.
incentivize people to subscribe, and then hopefully forget about the fact that they've given them their credit card information and are on.
Fucking, I hate those scumbags. I hate it when it's like, oh yeah, get like.
You know, like the $2 trials. You'll buy like a $2 trial for something,
Yeah,
and then at the end of the trial, it automatically like takes that $30 for the
renews
next
for like
month.
$15 a month or some
Yeah.
shit. I hate that, man. And it's like you have to be so switched on to remember. Oh yeah, cool. I got to cancel on like the 25th day or some shit, just to like make sure it doesn't roll over.
Yeah.
Auto pay. So let's just say that it gets all
You're not very good at that, eh? A lot of your shit just rolls over and you forget.
those 50,000 people on over. That would be $300,000 per month going to Mixer. That is best case scenario. It's a great number to be sure, especially off of one guy, and it results in $3.6 million total for the year headed Mixer's way, which is phenomenal, unless of course you're paying tens of millions of dollars a year to keep that guy on your platform, which Mixer seems to be. What would normally be a huge payday is just your really expensive employee holding down a third of your platform. In short, any way you slice it, the numbers just don't add up in Mixer's favor. No, the Ninja deal wasn't just about pure revenue. It was a long-term play. They're not thinking about 1 year, they're thinking about the next 6. And that is what we haven't covered yet. Going back to when I started talking about Mixer, a video platform has 2 goals. 1, build a creator and viewer community, and 2, monetize it through advertisers and fan contributions. When it comes to attracting advertisers, there's a case to be made that a lot of the companies who weren't thinking about advertising on Mixer suddenly are thinking about it now. With the controversies that Twitch has been seeing recently in their plateauing viewership numbers, advertisers in the gaming world could be persuaded to hop ship to a different
that's
streaming
true.
platform with a brand-friendly Ninja as their poster child, and one with the added stability of Microsoft. But it's hard to...
That is true, because like Microsoft has had years of experience with customer service, so like it's like that seems to be the biggest complaint about Twitch is that they've just automated too much of their services. So like yeah, for example, like flagging inappropriate content and like whatever that's getting promoted and shit, it's all automated. So I guess like Microsoft, considering that they've had years of experience in like running an actual business, they probably have way more experience to like get the right people in those positions to keep the advertisers happy and shit.
Advertise on a platform when there's only one person on it. That's where the community piece comes in, and where the Mixer Ninja partnership really starts to fall apart. To understand why community is important, think about each platform as a country, and their community as their population. Instagram is Finland, where everyone is somehow leggy and blonde. Facebook is the country where everyone's over 40 and miserable. And Twitch is the country...
Hey, it's you! What else?
40-year-old virgin Russian, what the fuck?
That's because he's wearing the Uchanka, like, you got the that's why I said that, yeah. Where's your crazy hat today?
I haven't been wearing them, man.
That if you're rich enough, you can probably toss around your cat. Too soon? Maybe too soon. The thing about any country is that in order to make it work, you need lots of people to fill lots of different roles. And it turns out that video platforms work in much the same way. There are going to be small upstart creators on every platform. There are going to be a couple really big standout names at the top. But what really holds a platform up in the long run is its middle class. Consider former President Obama's case for the U.S. needing a strong middle class from 2011, summed up in a blog post written by David Madeline. Quote, the middle class has a strong interest in making government work well, because quite simply, the middle class depend more on public services than the rich. End quote. If you're not getting how this applies to the Ninja Mixer situation, basically what he's saying is that if you're in the middle class, you need the system you're working in, or in case the video platform you're on, to work for you. The things that the middle class tend to push for benefit the most people because they're representing the average user of the platform. Good public transportation and affordable healthcare are 2 great examples. If you're rich, those things don't matter as much to you because you got yourself a car, a driver, and enough money to pay for the best hospitals. But for the middle class, those things matter because getting saddled with a $20,000 hospital bill means a huge chunk of your yearly income disappearing until that bill gets paid back. Now look at YouTube. Recently, YouTube made a huge policy change to prevent unfair copyright claims against creators. After years of pushing, YouTube...
Do you see the Capsule Corp logo as well?
Yep.
came out with new features that make it harder to make false copyright claims. They even started suing some of the worst copyright trolls to make an example of what happens to people who abuse their systems. And who were the ones making the biggest push to get something like that enacted? Mid-tier creators. Those with tens or even hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Not so much from those with subscriberships in the millions, because big channels could sometimes backdoor their way out of those sorts of copyright situations, using their agents or their YouTube contacts. Or heck, those creators may not have even known those claims existed in the first place because they have
He's kind of wrong about this, to be honest.
Sort of mid-tier creators,
The big guys are fighting copyright all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's
and they're pushing against it all the time.
It depends on what we call like big, right? So I guess any big celebrity or any of those like YouTube channels that are owned by corporations.
Okay, so like the Vivo channels and shit like that, whatever, not a big deal for them.
Yeah. So those are definitely big, right? But a lot of these like mid-tier YouTubers that are like in the 200 to like 700,000 range, the ones that are like successful YouTubers but like aren't mainstream enough to be big YouTubers, like they're always the ones that complain, our videos got demonetized. Or
they're complaining a lot, but it just ignores that, like, I don't know, like H3's complaining about it all the time, PewDiePie's complaining about it all the time, like heaps of those people in the millions are complaining all the time about fucking about this exact same thing. Yeah, they've got like they'd have more money, like they'd have more bankroll to like support them than these littler guys, so it's more urgent for the 100,000 to like 500,000 level guys.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It just sounds like he's acting like
I think
big guys just don't give a shit.
Well, it's not like the big guys don't give a shit, but the thing is that like 100%, like PewDiePie has someone's number that he could call at YouTube, and he's like, oh yeah, like one of my recent videos got incorrectly flagged for copyright. Can you look it up? And he's definitely got some guy who's like, okay, Mr. Felix.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
100%, or like 100%, PewDiePie's got one.
I don't think he does. I'm not 100% convinced that he does.
I like
because like
100%. There's like a
there are Twitch guys. There are people on Twitch who talk about having their like Twitch contact whenever they have issues or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I never hear anything like that for the YouTube side of things.
Or like,
and the other thing I'll say is like,
guaranteed
when
YouTube's
the big guys talk about it, it brings way more attention to it when a whole bunch of like mid-level guys are talking about it. Like
yes
one big guy talking about it has a bigger impact on the viewer base than like 100 mid-tier guys.
But like 100 mid-tier guys can mobilize a larger community push than just PewDiePie, I feel. I don't know about that.
Don't have that luxury. Every false copyright claim is a punch to the gut. It is money directly out of their pocket. It is money that is, quite frankly, probably going to their rent check at the end of that month. So they made their voices...
Who the hell pays rent with checks these days, right? What's a check? Like, kids are going to be like, yeah, what is a check?
Huge numbers over the course of months until the system started changing. And just to make it perfectly clear, there were indeed big creators fighting for this as well. I'm not saying every channel with over 1 million subscribers was like, I don't care about...
Who's the guy on the right, do you know?
Him?
Yeah.
Boogie2988. He's really fallen out of obscurity at the moment. I don't know.
That's Boogie2988.
Yeah, he got his teeth redone, so his looks way different now.
And he looks less fat.
So yeah, he lost like a third of his weight.
Holy shit, that's a lot of weight.
He got his stomach stapled.
Yeah.
So he can only eat like 2 eggs, and he's like full. But his channel's been taken a massive hit lately.
I heard he's had a whole bunch of heat. Yeah.
People are like theorizing about how and why this keeps happening, and I don't really have the answer. Some people think it's because
he got divorced.
He did get divorced.
Yeah.
But I don't think that really takes away from his channel. The stuff that made him big,
was the personality of
his. No. Was his like Francis videos from back in the day where he was like that fat guy with a lisp.
Yeah.
And that made him really big, but those videos aren't what make up most of his views anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can upload one of them, but it gets like half as many views as when he just does a normal sit down and chat. But his normal sit down and chats are, I think, a little bit boring. And I think people I think I've heard people say they also don't like that he plays too neutral.
Mm-hmm.
And they would much rather see him, like, take a side in a lot of things.
Risky business, man. Taking sides is risky business. You don't want to ever be on the losing side.
About the copyright system, a lot of us do, and a lot of us have been fighting for this tool for years, ourselves included. But many large channels had other options in these sorts of circumstances, or didn't feel it as acutely as the middle class. Obama also advocated for an economy that grows not from the top down, but from the middle out. The blog post notes that the highest classes, quote, can easily opt out of a country's regulations, or even move to another country.
That's
Whereas
very true.
when the middle class is strong, they have the political power to achieve their goals.
Okay, but there's no other YouTube.
Again, on how this applies to us.
That's
Top-tier
true as
creators
well.
on any platform
Unless you want to go to
often
Vimeo.
don't have the rules apply to them.
Yeah.
Just look at the situation Twitch is dealing with right now over favoritism. And if they're not getting the treatment they want from that platform, they just move to another country, like the United Mixer Emirates. But the middle class has to make the system work for everyone because they don't have the luxuries of moving and bringing all their stuff, or fans with them. It's also pretty well known that in economics, the middle class is what drives innovation. Entrepreneurs disproportionately come out
true.
of the middle class, and the inventions that solve everyday problems comes from people who are dealing with those everyday problems, not the rich elite. I'm not saying that Obama's way is the right or the only way. The point of this way overextended analogy is that moving platforms forward in the long run requires creator communities, not just a couple of elite individuals sitting at the top. Nothing really replaces a creator middle class. And it also doesn't save the platform in the event that something changes, like, say, a game losing popularity. Let's talk about a hypothetical scenario where Fortnite disappears tomorrow. What would happen to all the platforms where people play it? Well, YouTube would stop getting Fortnite videos and basically go on as normal, since it's all about dead diamonds these days, fam. There's just...
That's true. When I was looking for all the, like, gaming, like, trending videos, there's, like, 80% just Minecraft videos,
Yep.
man.
Kids, it's...
We should totally sell out and do Minecraft videos.
I've already said this.
other stuff on YouTube,
But I don't like Minecraft. Alright, by the way, guys, like, I'll play Minecraft. It's okay. I don't hate Minecraft. I just don't find it very intellectually stimulating for me.
I love that. You have to, like, justify why you don't like Minecraft because you're like, oh, by the way, guys, in case you're wondering, it's not that I dislike Minecraft or anything. I don't know, man. Get into Redstone or some shit. Then you'll feel like a smart boy.
Look, I can build redstone shit. I might enjoy it, but like I want my gameplay to be action packed, man. Like while like playing a whole bunch of those like difficult like Japanese style action games. I like fighting shit and feeling like I'm badass because I got cool moves and shit. Even though I've like never finished a Dark Souls game or Bloodborne.
YouTube's creator middle class has tons of interests, from acrylic pouring to listicles about awkward save systems in games. Losing Fortnite doesn't really matter a whole lot. There's plenty of other stuff to watch. By the way, Rabbit Luigi, I watch your channel every week. Literally every week. Just saying, you got a fan over here?
Look, that subscriber number of like 345 subscribers. I wonder what that is now.
Congrats on your big move. Moving over to Twitch, if they lose Fortnite, almost 10% of the entire platform disappears, according to viewership statistics.
Yeah, okay, I think that's an incorrect statement. Look, like, Fortnite doesn't disappear, it just, like, falls by other games. So it's not like, oh yeah, Fortnite's gone, all these kids just disappear off Twitch. It's like, Fortnite's less popular because all these people are watching something else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then there will still be people watching Fortnite. So you don't lose that whole 10%, you lose like, what, 8% maybe?
Yeah, well, no, you don't even lose 10%, you might lose like 2% or something.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's say if you, like, avidly watch a particular person play Fortnite, right? And then, like, that person's not, like, if that person's a big streamer, like, who gets, like, thousands of viewers at a time, like, not a super big one, right? If they get thousands of viewers and, like, they're not gonna stop, like, playing a game, they might just get bored of Fortnite and just switch to something else, like whatever the new like first person shooter or third person shooter or whatever the new like hot game is. So like you don't lose those viewers, it just means they play a different game. So like losing Fortnite or Fortnite becoming unpopular doesn't kill 10% of Twitch. It just like reflows them into like the next big game.
Statistics of games played played on Twitch. Twitch has a much smaller creator community with narrower interests and a less built-out middle class, and you can probably see where this is going. The situation on Mixer is the most dire, where Ninja accounted for 50% of the total platform viewership in his first stream. Like I mentioned earlier, it accounts for 32% since then. If Fortnite disappears, Ninja would still be there, but the other games he's played typically haven't pulled the same audience for him. Based on his Twitch stats, he loses 31% of his audience when he plays Apex Legends, 78% when he plays League of Legends, and over 90% of his audience when playing PUBG, Halo, or Final Fantasy. Since so much of Mixer's viewership is based on Ninja, and so much of Ninja's success is based on Fortnite, that investment in Ninja starts to look a little unstable in the long run. The long-term problem with Mixer is buying up Ninja, and only Ninja, is that he's one creator basically playing one game at the very tippy top of the creator economy. Great PR play in the short run, but in the long term, top creators don't decide whether a platform lives or dies. The platform spent its cash on one megastar, effectively making the rich richer and ignoring the fact that you can't create platform culture with just a single person. Presumably the hope is that with Ninja's move, lots of mid-sized creators will be inspired to make their jump to Mixer. But unlike Ninja, there's no revenue guarantee for him. No promise of financial or creative freedom like he has. For the millions that Mixer probably paid for Ninja, they could have made the less splashy PR move, but probably much more impactful move by giving that money to mid-sized creators. They could have encouraged hundreds, or even thousands of mid-sized creators to build out a more diverse and frankly more loyal set of streamers on their land, giving the audience more options and hoping that some of them would indeed become hugely successful.
I know in our last video I said like it becomes less cost effective to do something like this, but he does make a pretty good point. Like it creates more diversity and you're like seeding a whole bunch of different types of games.
I have a big problem with it, but I feel like a lot of YouTube people think this way as well. Like when people talk about their community, they talk about it in a way like they're specifically just their community,
like an after-school club or some shit.
Yeah, right. And like they're not going to any other clubs. They're not going to any other communities. Like the people who watch Game Theory, that's the only thing they watch on YouTube. There are people on Twitch. Like, the people who watch a streamer on Twitch don't just show up for that one streamer. They, like, okay, I'm watching this streamer, now I'm watching this streamer, now I'm watching this streamer, now I'm watching this streamer. No one's dedicated to one channel, one streamer.
Oh, I don't know. There's some people that are pretty big fans of specific people, but I guess...
Yeah, I get that. Like, you can devoutly watch one... I don't really watch much Twitch. I've only ever really watched one or two guys. But I've had a sort of kind of, like a little bit of a relationship with them, and which is why I watched them. But like,
just to be clear, you mean like a fan relationship, right?
Oh, like I talk to them on
like
I talk to them on Discord.
Yeah, you're not like in a romantic relationship. Just to be clear,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like I might talk to them on Discord and shit like that, right? But like, if you got like the average Twitch viewer, which probably watches one of these mid-tier guys, he's probably also watching a few other mid-tier guys as well, and then like one of the big guys every now and then too. Like, if one of those mid guys goes to Mixer, is he also gonna go to Mixer? Or is he gonna like just keep watching the guys who are still on Twitch and then sometimes go to Mixer to see what the other dude's doing?
Yeah, true. It depends.
So like he's making it sound like he's gonna grab all these people in the mid-range, move them all over, and each of them are gonna bring like 10,000 people each to the platform. But like there's gonna be overlap in viewers, and then there's gonna be like overlap with viewership that's still on Twitch and shit like that. It's just...
I don't know, but like it creates more diversity onto Mixer, because like here's the thing, right? So like there are a lot of more obscure games, but you can find streams of them on Twitch most of the time, even though there might be like only one or two streams, but they're usually like speedrunners and shit, right? But I think that's kind of an issue that would help Mixer, is that like if you get a whole bunch of more nichier stuff and pull them over,
yeah,
then it means that Mixer isn't just about the top 5 games.
There were a lot of people on YouTube that were really getting shitty and just decided, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna upload somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And like their channels just died. And then even when they came back to YouTube, like they'd spent so long away from YouTube that they couldn't build it back up.
They couldn't get that same momentum going again. Yeah.
Like I'm not really like the biggest problem with Mixer is that no one fucking even knew what Mixer was.
Yeah.
Like they needed the PR move. If what they really needed was the attention. They did it for the attention.
Probably might have helped if like instead of blowing the entire budget on Ninja, give them 3/4 of it, and then also get some like B-listers as well. It's kind of like a music festival. You got
I'm fine with that.
You get your A-lister, and then
A-lister, and then
featuring blah blah blah.
And
but also,
and then you get all these other guys to do like opening acts for the big guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine with that as a happy medium. Like, I think pulling Ninja was a fine enough move, even though I really feel like Ninja was massively on the decline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I was talking about Boogie before when you were like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, Boogie's best performing videos are the ones where he sits in front of a camera and just talks normally. Anything else he does not perform. Nothing works. So he's locked into this trap of, I have to keep doing this same video, even though this video I keep making is declining more and more every time I make it, but it's still the only thing that's getting me views.
Yeah.
Ninja's got that same problem, but with Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't play anything else because Fortnite's the only thing that really gets me views.
Sure. I guess it's kind of like Markiplier. Remember, like, when he was kind of big, and, like, all he did was just gaming videos, and, you know, like, in recent years, he's been dabbling in other sort of shit, and it seems like he's never climbed up.
He's never
to
reached
the
that
same
next plateau.
Yeah.
In their own right. Instead of having one creator whose income now doesn't rely on the quality of his streams, they could have instead backed thousands of streamers.
Well, they didn't need to give him 10 million. That's probably an excessive number for one guy. But I still don't think that's a large sum of money for Microsoft.
Yeah, 100%.
The spotlight, and would still be looking to build audiences in their own right. They'd be vying for that #1 mixer position, rather than just someone who's plopped into it and is basically unbeatable from this point forward. Ninja was a risky investment, not a diversified one, and not one that directly contributed.
That tells you a lot about Matt Pat. He's anti-risk, pro-diversity in a investment portfolio sense.
Contributes to the platform growing in the long term. What Mixer showed was that they care about it.
Yeah, man. If you want to be a big winner, you got to take risks, man. None of this diversified stuff. I remember there's a quote in one of the Borderlands games. Diversity is just hedging your bets if you're bad at making decisions.
A headline, not a community, which to me doesn't bode well for the future of streamers there. But hey, who's to say? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe their bet will pay off and there will be a steady stream of players headed over there to make their fortunes on Mixer, inspired by Ninja's intrepid, if not exactly risky, jump on over. Maybe we're around the corner from the Mixer revolution. Maybe. Tell that to Google Stadia. In the meantime...
Fucking Google Stadia. What a joke.
So I want to say this. Doing this episode, I recognize how incredibly lucky I am to have the audience that I do.
Alright, I assume that this is just like advertisement again.
So it's not a big fuck off ad. I think he just talks about his channel and shit like that, and like, so like he's done this big thing where it's like, oh yeah, creators and communities and blah blah blah. So now he's like, well, I've talked a bunch about communities. I should probably thank my fans because I want to have a strong community of people who love me. I still feel so skeptical of these two videos because of the sponsorship deal that he had in the last one.
And like, and he's clearly got a dog in the fight. He's clearly there's clearly an outcome that he would like to see. So he's definitely not objective, or he's not coming from an objective, bias-free standpoint. I feel
it's one of those things where, I wish I knew. I wish I was like an expert in this, so I could like better debate him on it.
Yeah.
Like, I sort of I don't really have a position in whether or not it was a good idea or a bad idea. We probably could look like it's a pretty old video at this point. Like we probably could look at some more statistics ourselves and go, oh, you know, a month later, how's it going now since this video came out or whatever. I suspect not great because I don't really hear anything from Mixer. Chances are he's probably right, but there's also what factor did these two videos play in Mixer's success as well? Mm-hmm. Because these two videos paint Mixer in a pretty poor light and make it sound like he's basically
made it seem less attractive for the mid-level guys to jump over to Mixer right now.
Yeah.
Because before, without these videos, it's like, oh yeah, I might just follow Ninja to a new platform. But after these videos came out, probably makes people like second guess.
Because, you know, there are probably people in there who were thinking, maybe Mixer's going to be the next big thing. Everyone talks about how hard it is to build themselves on a platform when there's so many people there to compete with. There might be a lot of people saying there's less competition on Mixer. Maybe I should go to Mixer. But then this fucking guy, who's kind of like the voice of research and shit like that and statistics and whatever.
He's like the Bill Nye of YouTube.
Yeah, he basically comes out and says, this is a bad idea, don't do it.
Yeah.
And so, I feel like, I believe...
This might have been all of Amazon's plan all to begin with.
Not so much that, because he's just trying to make a video that's, like, relevant. Like, he does what we do, you know? He wants to make a video about things that are hot and relevant and stuff like that, because he's got views to make, like... He talks about the community and everything like that, but he's no less of a sellout than we are.
Yeah.
So he's trying to hit people with those trending topics all the time because he needs to get clicks as well. This was the most trending thing at the time, and he said, more or less, I'm going to take a stance. And I guess he did provide some arguments on the devil's advocate side of things. Maybe this was a good idea, but he would always open it with, now you could say that blah, 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 blah would work out quite good for Mixer. However, this is not the case because of...
Yeah.
Yeah, and goes massively into detail about why it's a bad idea or whatever. Or something like that. So, 100% MatPat has an impact into whether or not people went to Mixer.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But yeah, alright. Well, let's go to the next video. We spent a good chunk of time talking about that one. Oh, yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. If you go to expressvpn.com/inside, you can get 3...
Oh.
It's Wednesday! It's the middle of the week! It's the hump day! Which means we gotta give them some of this, some of that!
What the fuck?
Man. There's definitely going to be someday on YouTube where I'll be doing basically that in a YouTube video. I'm sure of it. Mark my words, it's going to happen.
Tom's because the Twitch police are out in force. Yeah, lately Twitch has been on a real streak of displaying streamers for seemingly no reason. Very weird.
Apparently these bans are for sexual content, but they don't really seem sexual at all.
Hey, speak for yourself, man. My Wednesday humps exude sexuality.
A lot of streamers over the years for a variety of reasons.
Of course, yeah. There have been bans for nudity, slurs, and when Dr. Disrespect got banned temporarily for streaming in a bathroom at E3 multiple times.
The streamer was...
You know what Twitch has that Mixer doesn't? All of the, like, big streams for, like, esports and also,
true. They don't have
new game coverage and shit like that is all, like, E3 streams and shit like that. Twitch pretty much has all of that.
Though, like, I could potentially see in a certain world that maybe, like, in future with, like, Microsoft and Xbox announcements, they might do them natively on Mixer.
Exclusively on Mixer. That would be really good for the platform.
Yeah. That being said, though, probably not going to happen this generation because Xbox One is really far behind in the game. It's like third place in the current generation. Like, it's definitely behind PS4, and it's probably like trailing behind Twitch, trailing behind Switch. Switch is like really like really hit the ground running.
For taking his shirt off after he covered himself in tomato sauce.
We've all been there.
But the recent wave is a little different, confusing tons of people on the platform.
Yeah, so how did this particular wave start, Brian?
So, and first of all, I'm sorry, I love tomato sauce and I love taking my shirt off, so my band like a man. So this all started when a streamer named, I'm going to butcher this, Quqco, was recently suspended for streaming because apparently wearing a Chun-Li costume from Street Fighter was considered too sexually suggestive.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Grant Jason approves.
I mean, those thighs.
Yeah, the irony there is you can play Street Fighter, that's fine. We'll let you judge for yourself, but it doesn't seem like this outfit is really all that revealing at all. It comes up to her neck. I heard some people trying to defend it, saying that the camera's pointed down.
Like, okay, like if we really want to nitpick here, when's the last time you seen a girl sit like that, right?
Yeah.
Because girls do not sit with the crotch open.
The camera's here, it's looking down, like, yeah, you can't see cleavage or anything.
Yeah.
But she's got this, like, fucking tarp over her crotch and her legs just...
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like...
So, you can see right up to here.
Yeah. It's like...
And can I just throw in there very quickly... Jack approves.
You mean Victor approves also?
Victor approves.
So you can see her crotch, but yeah, women have crotches. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, sure, we see
Hot
some...
take.
but Chun-Li needs her legs free to do her lightning kick.
Action jeans.
It's functional.
So Quqco seemed to mystify.
Yeah, she's gotta do that fucking helicopter thing.
Was banned. She tweeted, "I'm fully covered. I don't understand Twitch. How is this sexually suggestive content?"
Now, for some context, though, Quqco.
I'm sorry, we're mastering on
That's
there.
not the...
Just call her Q.
Big Bang Theory, right? Quqco.
Oh, I was thinking Empire, or no, not Empire.
Quqco.
Emperor's New Groove. Never mind.
Just as good.
Like, what would be funny if it's actually just like a... like...
This one's way worse.
Okay. What would be funny if it's actually like one of those names that's just like super easy to pronounce, like it's Quqco or something.
Yeah.
But you know how certain names have like a really foreign spelling to it, so like it looks really weird when it's written down, but it's just like Siobhan, it's like spelled Siobhan, so Siobhan, and Guillaume, which is a really.
What about like some of those French names?
Yeah, like Guillaume,
Jacques or Jean-Luc.
Yeah.
I remember in French class when they used like in the textbook the name Jean-Luc, and I was reading it, and we were like going through like the role play, and I was like, "Bonjour, monsieur. Je m'appelle Jean-Luc."
Oh yeah, Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
Quqco has been banned.
Oh, this. Oh, screenshot. That my cosplay. I don't think she even she probably doesn't even play King of Fighters.
I only know.
Oh, you can see
Oh
it on
my
there. Oh,
god,
you can see
dude! For the record, I only know Mai, not from her games, but from her hentai. I mean, not that.
I've played King of Fighters before. That's how I know her.
For more
Screenshot.
stuff like exposing her underwear
Oh my
and being able
God.
to pick up something.
Oops, it happens.
It happens.
What is that? Tomato sauce on the floor? Will let me. Don't mind if I do.
By the way, guys, we totally didn't intend to pause there, but it just so happened that we paused there.
Oh, this time it seemed pretty innocent.
Twitch has seemed fine with this exact cosplay in the past, right, Brian?
Yeah, I dug around just for research purposes only and
For
found
research.
another Chun-Li cosplayer, Heimcare, from
PBHR.
5 years ago. Still on Twitch, no band, no tomato sauce. Maybe that was one.
Must be. Regardless, this seems to be part of a recent trend at Twitch, going after content that it suddenly deems sexually suggestive.
Yeah, another streamer...
I guess they're just trying to hit those fucking, like, Twitch girl streamers who just, like, get their cleavage out. Because, like, you know, people, like,
Yeah.
were getting in a big stink because, like, these fucking female streamers get a lot of viewers because they're hot and not because of the games or anything like that or the personality.
Yeah.
It's just, like, titty streamers, right?
So like,
I think they're just trying to, like, deal with that, but their way of dealing with that is just to, like, straight up ban the girls.
like, okay, so clearly this was a mandate from higher up, probably within Twitch.
Yeah.
Which means that either upper management or someone in advertisement said that they need to do this. I don't really feel that advertisers... Look, if you are advertising on Twitch, you know the demographic you're advertising to, right? So you don't need to give a shit about being family friendly because, like, you know, like, the demographic you're targeting. No, like, no one's going to think your brand is less family friendly just because it happened to be on a stream with some girls on
I
it.
was just reading one line of the article that was in bold. It says, she then also went viral on the platform after offering to make a sex tape with Overwatch streamer Felix Lengal, which quickly did the rounds on Reddit and social media.
Whoop.
We may need to do some research
Got
later.
a suspension
Yeah.
for engaging in sexually suggestive content, but Twitch never really clarified what the ban was for exactly.
Yeah, and in another weird case, Overwatch streamer Fariha got a warning and was put on 90-day probation for wearing a sports bra and workout clothes to the gym.
If you can't wear a sports bra and workout.
That is so acceptable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I will
she's,
say...
she's even wearing a shirt on or like over the bra as well.
I will say, like with these like sexy girl streamers compared to like just like the average guy streamer, their box is normally for the guys just like here, right?
Yeah.
It's like pretty close up on the face, but then the girls,
You get to see half their torso.
you get like their torso, and then they'll like sit up on the chair, and so you've got something like
Yeah.
that, and in queue. When they're like in queue for games,
It's like 70% of their screen.
They make it so most of the screen is just them, and there's just a tiny little box in the corner of the game in queue.
You got to play the market.
Yeah, I get that.
The market decides what it wants, and you're just simply supplying to the market. And right now, we've got Twitch coming in with its market control, and I'm all about the free market. I believe in the free market. I believe in capitalism.
How dare she wear that to the gym, though?
Yeah, and it's not even that revealing of a sports bra. It's what you would wear to the gym.
Lululemon.
Yeah.
What you would wear to the gym if you went to the gym.
Tweeted the allegedly offending image and wrote, because workout clothes and showing midriff equals lingerie? Okay, cool. So even artwork isn't safe, right, Brian?
Yeah, another streamer, the hentai artist Sarue,
The hentai artist.
had
Oh.
a warning for nudity for her drawings, despite the fact that both characters she drew had clothes on. It made no sense.
Yeah, but they were nude under the clothes.
You got a
Whoa.
great point there. Yep.
We've got one more awesome example too. The streamer Shift was also warned recently for emote of SpongeBob SquarePants ripping his pants. I mean, come on, that's what he's wont to do.
We gotta protect the memes. They're coming for our memes now. Yeah, this has been
Not
a
our
popular meme for a
memes.
while, but Twitch disallowed the emote, calling it imagery of sexual content or
What?
nudity.
It's SpongeBob. It's a children's show where he rips his fucking pants.
No one is getting turned on by that shit, man. like even so.
Give me that SpongeBob fucking pants, rip his underwear.
Like, I don't know if I want to make these words as a statement, but if there was, and probably is, SpongeBob porn, it's probably... It probably doesn't focus on SpongeBob, okay? I could
Sandy the squirrel.
like that's what I was about to say. I could say so. There's two ways I could potentially see SpongeBob like porn going: either Sandy the squirrel or some sort of tentacle shit with Squidward. But I don't think anyone is looking for SpongeBob porn specifically for SpongeBob.
No one wants to see SpongeBob in his underwear.
Which is extra ridiculous because SpongeBob doesn't even have a butt crack. It's just sponge.
See, if this is allowed in a children's
Television show that
Then-
airs like it's Saturday morning.
yeah, then Twitch should be no problem, right? If this is an actual screenshot of an actual episode, yeah.
It's just a square boy. That's it. Which I guess is pretty sexual depending on your flavor.
Well, you're looking at the back.
That's
Looking at the back.
Please say psych.
Why is all this happening? It's
Please
kind of
say
hard to
psych
suss
right
out
now.
a unified theory because these are all separate cases.
Yeah, some of the affected streamers like Faria suspect that they may be the victim of trolls who are using coordinated mass reportings to get them in trouble.
She told Kotaku that she thinks that sometimes if a number of reports hit a critical mass, Twitch will act quicker than in other cases.
The theory is that Livestream Failed subreddit then also has a Discord of extra specially shitty people who will coordinate mass attacks on people they don't like, which is to say, the women! How dare they be out there living and breathing?
So maybe this was more of an automated thing rather than an actual person making a judgment call, which sounds like a terrible policy to be clear on Twitch's part if we're being honest.
Yeah, certain communities, like,
Oh yeah, this goes back to that thing I was saying about Mixer. They automate too many of these systems, and they don't have enough checks and balances. So like like a whole bunch of people like get fucked over by the system.
These shadowy discords figure out that these systems are automated, they will absolutely weaponize them against people they don't like. As for Twitch's actual policy...
I guess people are getting really mad at Twitch. It is convenient timing for Mixer to come out and make a big PR play. And say, oh, by the way, it's basically like, there is an alternative, guys. And if they can address a lot of the issues that people are having with Twitch, then it's reasonable enough to say that people might make the jump, especially if they've just been fucking banned.
True, yeah.
Well, I've been banned from Twitch, and they've not letting me have my account back for 30 days. I'm going to go stream on Mixer for 30 days.
Yeah, see how it goes, right?
Attire for streamers, they recommend that creators wear attire that is appropriate public attire for given context, intent, or activity.
They go on to say, for game streams, most at-home streams, and profile and channel imagery, we recommend attire appropriate for public settings, such as what you would wear on a public street, or to a mall, or a restaurant.
Right. I would dress up like May, with that sexy cleavage, in public.
Because personally, I would totally wear a sports bra covered
I like that you skipped that one.
Yeah,
So
I have. I will again.
I don't have the same hair Brian does. It just slides right off.
So they even give examples, right, Brian?
Yeah, like if you're doing a fitness stream. Yeah, like if you're doing a fitness stream or on a public beach, you should wear attire appropriate to those public contexts, such as workout clothes or a swimsuit, respectively. So basically, there's
workout streams.
Like, look, I've got nothing against swimsuits. Like, so I do like how swimsuits look, but I find it so weird that like in certain like, okay, so we all know what a swimsuit looks like for a girl. It's like the bikini and stuff and so on. That's acceptable at the beach, but if a girl wears like basically just like a bra and underwear in like a normal setting, it's like unacceptable, right? It's so weird how it's just like in this one specific context, this outfit is fine, but like, oh yeah, if you see a girl in general in like a similar sort of like clothing, it's like, oh yeah, it's like indecent, right? So I find that like a really weird double standard.
They're saying you're in a beach, you don't have to wear a three-piece suit.
They finish by saying that
Three-piece
attire intended to be sexually suggestive and nudity are prohibited. Attire or lack of attire intended to be sexually suggestive includes undergarments, intimate apparel, or exposing/focusing on male or female genitals, buttocks, or nipple.
Just like a guy wearing a shirt with just like a massive arrow pointing at his crotch.
Oh my god, it's like, have you seen like fucking Tarek's rework for the pink skin?
He has like
so,
a
like,
really...
he has a V cut for his normal skin.
Yeah.
And it goes down to like here, right?
Yeah.
On the pink skin, it goes
way down.
all the way down.
Yeah, and for his case, she was wearing workout clothes at the gym. That seems exactly within the boundaries of Twitch's stated and explicit rules. So
She wasn't even wearing like hot shorts, man.
Yeah, man.
In a situation in which this was justified in any way.
Meanwhile, there are plenty of other streamers.
What the fuck?
Regularly
Screenshot.
stream in much skimpier outfits. The popular streamer Amaranth, who has nearly 1.4 million followers, was banned after she was rolling around on the floor with a dog, and then, oops, exposed her vagina on stream.
Oh!
I'm looking that up later.
You're having a good day rolling around your dog and your vagina just pops right out onto the floor.
Yeah, but that seems to be a much more clear...
Oh shit, she was banned for 3 days.
3 days, how
case.
punishing.
She was banned for 3 days, and as
3 days?
I know.
I've seen people banned for longer for much less.
Today, she's back in business, doing ASMR videos and perfectly...
Oh.
What the fuck does ASMR like stand for?
I don't know what it stands for, but you know what it is, right?
Like I've seen it used up a lot, like the term used a lot. It's where they just like talk all like sensually and shit, right?
One moment. Autonomous sensory. I don't know what that third word is.
Meridian response. Okay, so it's, I don't know, just like talking and whispering. That's all.
We're going to have a lovely podcast together, my friends. I hope you like the boobies in this episode.
For context, guys, he was talking into the mic, not trying to talk into my penis. Because if you look at the screen...
Okay.
Yeah, see, right? Alright, okay, just for context. See, the microphone's down here, alright?
Hey, don't look at my legs, man. We might get banned. Although I am wearing a suit.
low-cut tops.
Yeah, she's like running her fingernails over the like.
Wow, that's so weird.
So the larger issue here, obviously, is that Twitch doesn't seem to uniformly enforce its own rules, even though it has tried to make them explicit and fairly reasonable. What's stated makes sense. It's just how do any of these cases actually infract any of those rules? Tough to say.
Some streamers are getting popped for wearing pretty innocent cosplay, while others are doing the same, or worse, i.e., vagina.
The context of this makes it especially rough, doesn't it, Brian?
Yeah, it's not really a good time for Twitch to
Where's
be
the
banning
fucking
streamers,
webcam up so
especially
high?
seemingly at random. You might remember Ninja.
For marketing purposes.
I know, but like
Like in terms
her
of like
camera would have to be like here.
on a stand or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Announced last month he was leaving for Mixer, and then after that announcement, downloads of Mixer doubled. Ninja's up to currently more than 2.2 million followers on the platform, so Twitch has some competition now.
What makes this extra bad is that, and this is something that maybe is assumed but is worth stating, is that if you have a temporary ban on Twitch, that costs you money. And if there is a community out there targeting you and trying to get you banned on Twitch, they're attacking your income directly. This is a serious problem. People have built up their livelihoods on this platform. They're owed some sort of explanation or dialogue about why suddenly now half your month's income is gone. Normal jobs can't just do that. That's not legal.
People like Ninja aren't even immune to this. I mean, he's got a fraction of what he had on Twitch now on Mixer, but it's a sign that Twitch has some legit competition, and it's not really hard to imagine that more people might jump ship if Twitch keeps banning people for seemingly no reason.
Mixer allows those SpongeBob emotes. Twitch could collapse overnight. Where the memes go, so do the viewers. The Twitch empire shall crumble.
If you meme it, they will come.
Exactly. It could also be a case of letting automation take over too much of your business rather than good old human eyeballs, but that's also where it gets tricky.
Yep.
YouTube has gotten criticized a lot for that, for automated systems, but at the volume they have to deal with, and especially since Twitch is live, there's really no way for them to rely on human oversight all the time. So maybe it is the sort of thing where Twitch put a system in place, so if somebody's streaming a shooting or something like that, that if there's a wave of mass reports, that it just shuts it down right away. Maybe that's why.
It's hard to imagine a person in 2019 looking at a Chun-Li cosplay and thinking, yeah, that's a ban.
It shouldn't shut someone down. It should just urgently like notify
Like
a bunch of like
a staff,
yeah,
to like review it. Yeah.
so that people can come check the stream and go, oh yeah, that's going down,
Yeah. Yeah.
And we review these things,
or like,
especially
oh
in
no,
the
this is just a bunch of bullshit.
case of a mass reporting.
They might be legit, they might just be trolls, but it's better to let a human deal with these than a real
Better adjust my webcam so it points a little bit lower. Yeah.
bot.
Sometimes, I mean, humans can have biases as well.
Robots can have biases too.
Actually, that's true.
Cold, unfeeling biases.
They learned it from us. Twitch isn't the only service having issues with policing content these days. It seems that a lot of big communal platforms have caused confusion with selective policy enforcement lately.
Yeah, Valve has been in the news a lot over the last year for its policies on what it allows, and more interestingly, doesn't allow on Steam. Last year, Valve said it was going to basically let every kind of game on Steam, leave it up to the audience to decide what is or isn't offensive. They famously said they were going to allow whatever as long as it wasn't illegal or straight up trolling.
But despite that claim, they found themselves having to
What? Valve says it won't publish a game about raping women off. All right, I can get on board with that.
police what's on their
Yes.
platform, banning a game called Rape Day, and
No, we're not talking about this. Just keep going.
recently
We're
a
not.
very racy visual novel called Taimenen Asagi.
I'm okay with this though.
I'm fine with a hentai. I'm fine with a hentai visual novel. Like, oh
You should
no,
make-
ooh, I would. Yeah, no, I would go back on that fucking. I wouldn't have made that statement to begin with. First of all, like if that was my policy, I wouldn't tell anyone straight up.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Basically being, though, that there are other very racy visual novels on Steam, and those seem okay. So what was it about that one that suddenly crossed the line?
Yeah, you can claim that you want to be hands-off, but if there's an outcry, it's pretty hard not to take action. So in Twitch's case, they seem to be more hands-on about dishing out the punishment, but again, you run the risk of alienating your creator base, the people who actually make your platform possible.
These are also the growing pains of companies that seemingly don't want to implement standards and practices, but they're starting to learn they kind of have to. You can't have that content on your platform and claim no responsibility for what it is or the proper enforcement of it.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to necessarily, but if you got people streaming topless, you gotta crack down. No pun intended.
Boo.
Yeah, because if you don't enforce some kind of rules and make it very
Oh, 4chan. I like 4chan.
known, you become 4chan or some other lawless corner of the internet, which as well, because even 4chan has rules.
We kicked that 8chan founder off the virginity site after he had sex for the first time. So, I mean, everyone's got to...
What? A user on the foot virginity. So
guys, I'm not a virgin anymore.
just insta banned.
Yeah.
The weird weird thing is, this is nothing new. It's just that these platforms kind of grew up
All
without
subs
having
get
this
Snapchat.
system put in there that every other media has come to naturally over the years. I mean, TV has done this for decades, right, Brian?
Yeah, like for instance, if you're a stand-up comic and you're performing on a late-night show, before you get on the air, you've got to first perform your set in front of a standards and practices person. That person's going to listen to your set, they're not going to laugh, and they're going to tell you all of the things you can't say on the air. So there's a filtering process that you never ever see as just a general audience member.
It's operating at scale that makes that process very hard to do for something like YouTube and Twitch. There's no way that a standards and practices enforcement can apply to YouTube videos when they're uploaded millions of hours every day, or Twitch streams which are live. It's a tough situation. I mean, historically, TV shows have bumped up against those standards and practices again and again and again. You might see some writers making fun of standards and practices because everyone tries to be edgy. Because there's money in pushing boundaries. You want to be the first show to do a thing to get buzz and people talking about it. Turns out the exact same thing is happening on YouTube and Twitch, just taking a different angle.
Wow.
Yeah, she purposely, like...
Moved that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, look.
Like, she didn't need to put that between her legs.
Yeah, right.
Before she put her feet up.
Like, so I can understand the sexually suggestive part. Like, I don't think the costume's the problem. It's just that she had a whole lot of unnecessary movement to make it seem more suggestive, I feel.
Oh, come on, man. Like, she can sit there and say, oh, but it's just a cosplay. It is deliberately sexy.
Yeah.
And I get that Chun-Li is a little bit sexy. But, like... I don't really think
it's the issue is not the cosplay. The issue is how she acts with the cosplay.
I don't really know if she should be banned, but...
The platform's perspective, they have to be the content cops, and they have to say what is and is not okay. Twitch probably doesn't want to be in this position, but the bigger they get, the more they, have to be.
Hopefully they're having some big internal meetings right now being like, what the hell's going on? And hopefully all of the actual humans that do the enforcement can be a little more uniform about how they apply it. If you want to build your platform on Twitch, build your revenue on Twitch, the last thing you want is to feel like...
Are you allowed to smoke on Twitch?
I think smoking cigarettes is fine.
Because, like, that's kind of like a censored thing on television. Is like on children's programming, you can't smoke or do any kind of like drug abuse, so to speak.
Yeah, I think Twitch has an issue against drug abuse or like drug usage, but I think like standard legal drugs.
Because you can get totally wasted on stream. You can smoke cigarettes on stream. And, like, we're probably going to... I think we're talking about, like, vapes later, but, like is there going to be a point in time where you can't, like, vape on stream or some shit like that?
I'm very skeptical that's ever going to be an issue.
I know, but, like...
Yeah.
Like, it might be unsustainable, or...
It's sort of one of those things where, when they sort of, so they're sort of, like, putting together their rules as problems arise, right? I don't really know what the process was like for television, but are they gonna have some kind of rules and regulations that kind of mirror like daytime television?
Like, yeah.
Like, does everything have to follow the same rules as like the Ellen Show?
Yep. Dude, like I could actually foresee a controversy of someone who does like Twitch streams and like have a lot of like younger viewers. Like, let's say if someone who plays Minecraft, right, who streams Minecraft, right, then subsequently endorses like vaping, and they have like a large like younger viewer base. I could see that being an entire fucking controversy, and that just makes it so like vaping is now considered one of those things that you can't do on stream. I could totally see that, because like we'll be talking about vaping later, and one of the big issues with vaping is apparently it's like indirectly appealing to children. So I could totally see just like some Twitch streamer being like, oh yeah, kids, if you want to vape like me, it's not like smoking, you can order online at blah blah blah, use mom and dad's credit card or some shit.
Maybe not exactly like that, but it'd probably be like some kind of angle where like someone in chat just asks him about the vape, and he just goes, I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes, and since I've changed over to vaping, I've noticed a real big difference in like the way I feel and blah blah blah, and I was getting really scared about the cancer and everything like that.
Just to show people.
Taro, baby, get it now at Vaporesso.
Aspire, Pegasus. For real vapors.
For the non-casual vapors.
What's the word I'm looking for? Unreliable. It's a really weak ending. Whatever. Cut it all out. Today's episode is...
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Next video is... Oh, okay, Dunkey.
You see this trash can? This is PS4.
To be honest, if that trash can was a console, it would be the Wii, because the Wii just had a lot of trash in it. Shovelware.
Hello, everybody. It's 360 no scoping.
How did he get... Like,
How
okay,
did he get the name 360 no scoping?
Like, yeah. Like, he...
He's way too young.
Yeah, he was like, how did he... Like, if his YouTube channel was 360 no scoping, it's like, how the fuck did that kid get that, like, iconic a term? It'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like if some kid had just, like, a YouTube channel that's, like, Feels Bad, or, like, Pepe or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any, like, good first-person shooters. It's all just stupid platforms.
Stupid platformers.
Like Mario, that's their biggest title. Nintendo sucks.
I think this kid hasn't heard of a little game called Super Smash Bros.
Literally, these are for all of you Wii U fans.
There's nothing in it.
The Wii U freaking...
What game's he bitching about?
It's not even... It's just like a DVD case. Like, oh...
In the debate of the console wars, there is no right answer, only a wrong answer. The Xbox One. This is a console that never really found its footing. Look at the Wii U.
I've got an Xbox One, and it's just sitting in my closet, man. Like, I've got a PS4 sitting here, I got my Wii U connected, and, yeah. But PS1, like, Xbox One is the one that's sitting in the closet, not doing anything. I really, in hindsight, really regret not trading it in while it was still worth something.
This console is considered by many to be a failure, but then you look at its library. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, yeah,
boom,
Bayo
That's
too.
A failed console. I don't know what you call the Xbox One, but how did Microsoft get here? Well, let's take it back to 2001. By the time GameCube and Xbox were launching in November, PS2 had already been out for a year and was really starting to pick up momentum. Jak and Daxter, Klonoa 2, Silent Hill 2, Quqco, Twisted Metal Black, Tony Hawk 3, Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy X, Grand Theft Auto 3, Metal Gear Solid 2. In a single year, the PlayStation 2 had already established a monstrous catalog of games. So how do you justify it?
The Rock.
Why the fuck is The Rock
He's-
standing next to Bill Gates?
Is he wearing,
right now?
like, a turtleneck in a suit?
Yes.
Brand new console whose hardware is very
It's
similar
just a
to your
T.
competitors. You say, yo, Halo. For real, this game is the only reason Xbox exists as a brand today. Even in a year where games were going insane, Halo was such a bold, innovative title that it legitimized Microsoft as a video game company. The original Xbox was Microsoft at their most competitive. They had big dog exclusives like Jet Set
Thanks.
Future, Knights of the Old Republic, Morrowind, Jade Empire, Ninja Gaiden, Riddick, Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath, and they were leading the way in something very new and exciting called online multiplayer.
My name is Chuck. You cool, dumb master?
Although Halo put them on the map, Xbox Live is what would carry their consoles for years to come. Then we hit the Xbox 360 era. This is where Nintendo goes, fuck you guys, I'm doing weirdo shit now. Microsoft and Sony to duke it out. 2006, Microsoft says, get the hell out.
Man, like... That era of, like, gaming, between 360 and PS3, that was a very well-contested rivalry there between the two. It was very neck and neck.
Right up until the very end. Then
Yeah.
everyone sort of jumped onto Xbox.
Yeah.
Out of here with that Resistance game. Nobody wants that. 2007, they pull out the
I liked
Sony said
Resistance.
There was stupid ass Uncharted 1. Pah. 2008, Xbox says, ha, too human. Oops. I mean, Gears of War 2. And then Sony says, bitch, ever heard of a game called Metal Gear 4? Get that bullshit out of my face. 2009, Xbox is like, Halo Wars. That's when Sony goes, Halo Wars? Are you being serious out here? Stand back, everybody. I'm about to end this company's whole career. Boom. Uncharted 2. Now, do you see what is happening here? The big franchises on both of these consoles are cover-based third-person shooters, except where Gears and Halo start to stagnate.
Fortnite's also a third-person shooter. Oh, man.
Naughty Dog continues to reinvent itself with each game. Recently, Xbox Xbox acquired Double Fine, Playground Games, Obsidian, and Ninja Theory, but just because you're buying promising studios doesn't guarantee you incredible games. Remember when Microsoft purchased Rareware? These guys were on fire during the previous era, but once Microsoft got them, the hot streak ended. Cameo, Perfect Dark Zero, Viva Pinata, Banjo, Nuts and Bolts, these were decent games, but not the smash hit titles Microsoft was probably hoping for when they bought Rare for $375 million. From an outsider's perspective, they're
Yeah, but a lot of like
that's
a lot of the guys.
That's 10 ninjas. Oh no, 37 ninjas.
Thing about the Rare deal, but is that a lot of the guys who were making those really good Rare games jumped ship.
They left, yeah.
underwhelming purchase of Rare may have been
They just bought the name.
And the rights, more importantly, yeah.
One of their most anticipated titles, Scalebound, was cancelled.
I was keen for that game.
Rare was reduced to making shovelware Connect games. Crackdown 3 spent 5 years in the oven and came out half-baked. Bungie left Microsoft to work on Destiny. Their best games of this generation, Ori and Cuphead, are now both available on the Nintendo Switch. Either these guys just have the shittiest luck ever, or they aren't willing to dig deep and spend the money to get stuff made right. Their flagship titles, Gears and Halo, are no longer the cutting-edge giants.
Oh, there's graphics.
Halo 5's campaign was an embarrassment on every front, and Gears of War 4 and 5 are essentially Xbox 360 games with a fresh coat of paint. While Sony and Nintendo kept turning up the heat with ambitious games like Mario Odyssey, Uncharted 4, God of War, Breath of the Wild, the Xbox One has coasted by on being the system you get because your friends have Xbox. They aren't putting out bounty pushing pieces of art. Their big games are run-of-the-mill multiplayer shooters. So what is the point of the Xbox One? It's a coffee table. Microsoft is taking the reset.
That is a big
They are saying,
console.
forget about this. That never happened. Xbox Scarlet.
Well, like, I heard that one of the reasons why the Xbox is so big is they didn't want to be like Xbox 360 with the overheating. So they like space it out.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
because that was the reason why Xbox One,
Red Ring.
Xbox 360 Red Ring, yeah.
This is the future. Why would anybody buy this? Yo, Halo. Infinite. You got an
Whoa.
You got 343 Industries. You got 120 frames per second. You got a trailer of a man talking. You got the creative director getting fired a year before the game is set to release. As much as I would love to see a groundbreaking Halo game, all signs are pointing to Infinite just being another in a long line of disappointments. And with Death Stranding and Last of Us 2 right around the corner, you have to wonder, how long does Xbox have left to turn it around?
Why does the PS4 still have no games? The Xbox has, like, more compelling exclusives. I mean, it's got a Halo game, it's got Crackdown, I mean, it's gonna have that new Platinum Games game, it's got Sunset Overdrive, I mean, what's the PS4 have? Knack?
Knack. That is true. That is true, man. Like, PS4 did not hit the ground running with its games. Knack. It's hilarious because Dunkey shits on Knack as well.
I know.
Oh man, I find it pretty cool how Dunkey used to just like do completely meme videos, but that one there, it seemed like a entertaining, educational sort of video, but in the Dunkey style.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I like how he's
Kind of like that History of Japan guy.
yeah. So I like how he's very well. Like, he's probably he's not getting the same views as he was during his League of Legends days.
Yeah.
But I feel that, like, he's, like, segued
he's
out of his
pretty-
pigeonhole
Yeah.
into, like, a wider mainstream, like, audience appeal. And he's, like, able to translate what the essence of his YouTube channel.
I feel like if he kept doing, like, the Mimi League of Legends videos,
might have gotten old.
it would have gotten old quickly, and he would have kind of been trapped in that.
Yeah.
But he transitioned out of League at a really good time.
Yeah.
And now he can make more videos like this that aren't specific to one brand.
Yeah.
He sort of achieved that, which Total Biscuit was telling people to do forever and ever and ever, is that once you get big, you need to diversify your content. Do not make it solely based on one game, because that was TB's experience. He got really big off WoW, and he was like, and he knew this train is going to come to it's going to stop. Like, I need to find something else.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in pepperinos. Oh, this one's funny.
What are you up to for the rest of the day? Should come to mine, Jensen Games. Nah, I can't. I have to clean the house and shit. So Lila gets home. Oh, just do it now. I'll wait.
The
Nah,
fucking
I hate to do it.
Kiwis.
I'm already over it. I haven't even started yet. Why can't she do it when she's home? Nah, she won't. She's leaving everything for me on purpose.
He seems like a stoner.
Mm-hmm.
He totally is.
I'll actually do it. That's why I made you drink out the tap. Got my cups. Why is she making you do everything? Because I haven't done anything in ages? Apparently. Oh, you're probably happy you're useless. Shut up. How about you help me do it? Then I can get it done faster. Then I can come. You gonna pay me? If I do, will you actually help me? Nah, I'm alright. Can't be fucked. It's because you're lazy as fuck. Say's the one that never cleans. Say's the one that never cleans. So should we go? I just told you I can't. I got heaps of shit to do. Pay someone else to do it. You just offered to pay me to do it. Who? Who was gonna come clean my house? Heaps of people. Just look at my task. My what? My task. Download the app. Just post the task you want done. Heaps of people offer to do it. You can see their ratings and stuff as well. And then just choose the best one, pretty much. Actually, yeah.
Is that a real app?
What?
Is that a real app?
Go, download
Yeah.
it. Just gotta register.
This is such a just like good advertisement.
Now. I'm trying to get someone to massage my feet, but I'm not getting any bites. Oh, yo, got it. Wait, what'd you say? I'm trying to get someone to massage my feet for like an hour a day at least, but I'm not getting any offers. Well, yeah, that's weird. No one's gonna come to your house to massage your feet. Oh, you'll be surprised, bro. I've had someone come do the dishes, G. Yeah, that's nowhere near as bad as massaging a stranger's foot in their house. And did someone actually do the dishes? Yeah, $10. And it was heaps. Bro, I'm never doing dishes again, G. Oh, yo, that's gangster. I'm gonna get someone to come clean my house, G. Yo, have you registered? Yeah, I'm just gonna post the task now and wait for the offers. Yeah, I think I might up the price, eh? Up the price on what? For someone to massage my feet? Bro, no one's gonna massage your ugly feet unless you're paying $100 plus. Whatever. Someone will do it for $30. Doubt it. How much would you massage them for? Nothing. Because no price is good enough to touch those ugly things. Shut up, I don't care, I'm still posting it. $50 an hour to massage my feet at my house. Let's go.
Not gonna lie, there were definitely a lot of people who would like massage someone's feet for $50 an hour, easily, even driving over and stuff.
You're not gonna get any offers. You want to bet? 1 out of 40 people have a foot fetish. Those are shit odds. Well, my feet are feeling lucky. Oh, we got an offer. Yeah, let's go.
Use code.
This is like literally the best like native advertisement I've ever seen. It's like a sketch,
Yeah.
but just like totally just like easily segues into like some paid promotion.
Yeah, right.
It's not like, oh yeah, I play Clash of Clans, and we keep shitting on Clash of Clans. no, we keep shitting on Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
It's like, but like yeah, if someone like could make a good segue into like Raid Shadow Legends, it'd be like yeah, it'd be way more successful.
Bro, I'm gonna download Task.
Yeah, my task.
My Task.
Yeah. It's just basically like Fiverr and shit. I'd assume, yeah. Well, next video. Ah, shit!
Sydney has been brought to a standstill by more than 80,000 people fired up over climate change. Many skip the classroom to clam into the city, joining millions of people all around the world in the biggest protest yet over the state of our planet. An extraordinary shock.
So, I don't know if you saw, like, the memes, well, not really the memes, like, the older posts on Facebook and stuff, but, like, older kids, yesterday, so Friday, they all skipped school to protest, like climate change and shit. Like, I happened to be, like, in the city, like, on the Friday doing some shopping, and, like, yeah, I saw, like, a whole bunch of kids just on the train with, like, fucking pickets and shit. Yeah.
Show of people power, their message deafening. Climate Strike was the brainchild of a bunch of school children across the world, but it snowballed into one of the biggest demonstrations Sydney has seen in decades.
And I bet you a third of them have voted.
For what?
I bet you a third of those people actually voted in the last election.
Kids can't vote.
Huh?
Like, these are like school
No,
children.
I thought they were like university kids.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, of course school children can't vote.
Students swapped the classroom for the domain, the
Yeah,
playground.
right there, kids.
Like, these kids, what they need is, like, a cartoon, like Captain Planet, man. Like, you remember growing up Captain Planet?
I remember
that was a good cartoon.
Heart!
That was a good cartoon, man.
Okay.
And it taught you good, like, yeah, environmental skills. Like, yeah. If only the generation above us, if they had Captain Planet, we'd be okay, no problem at all.
For the pavement.
We think not enough things have been done, and anyone will do anything, then we have to protest.
In their school uniforms, in one voice.
We've listened to the science, we learnt it at school, we're out.
We learned the science at school. Piss off. School science doesn't teach you jack shit, man. Like, they teach you
school science. Bro, when I was in school, they just played an inconvenient truth.
Yeah, right? It's like, you can't... Alright, I'm not denying climate change or anything, so yeah. But you can't really, like, test... Like, you can't really do any science experiments inside, like, a school lab, like, in regards to climate change. You literally can't. It's like, oh, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm just going to make a greenhouse with gases and... Cool, what does that teach you? Nah.
Here today demanding action and our government is not taking it.
The protest left the city at a standstill and shut down the CBD. A minor scuffle as they marched down Macquarie Street and rogue cars tried to inch through a sea of people. Despite the turnout, our politicians would prefer the public servants stayed at work.
I think these sorts of rallies should be held on a weekend and where it doesn't actually disrupt business.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, any fucking position you can fucking take, you political fucking douchebag, to make these people seem like the assholes.
Well, yeah, like, I also guess the whole point of a protest is to be, like...
Is to get in the way.
Is to be, like, passively inconvenient, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, oh yeah, like, they totally, like, it would have been great if they protested on a weekend that was also a public holiday in a, like, really secluded tiny area.
It'd also be nice if they didn't stand on roads, or maybe if they all just went and sat in a park and, stood in the park and did it where where they weren't in the way. Yeah, like, they're deliberately trying to get noticed. They're deliberately trying to be in the way. That's how you protest.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to, like, the point of a protest is to force action out of someone.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't do this, we're gonna fucking stand still the city again. We're gonna make people late for work.
Yeah.
And, shit like that. We're gonna fucking fill the trains up, so there's, like, people gotta stand shoulder to shoulder with all these kids. We're gonna get those fucking Japanese men in white gloves to push people in.
Usually I'm usually pretty okay with protests. The only one protest that really pissed me to fuck off was when the public transport, like the train drivers and the bus drivers, went on strike, and it was like a really, like, important day for me as well. So that pissed me to fuck off. That they had their strike on a day where it really inconvenienced me. That's only one protest in the back of my mind. I like fucking hate those guys.
Kids stayed in school.
The biggest thing that students can do to help us tackle climate change is get a great education.
You fucking douchebag, man.
Yeah, like, losing one day of school is not going to affect their education,
you
man.
Fucking dongus. Man, the fucking... They lose one day of school, right?
Oh, shit.
And all that fucking
the whole year's
valuable shit those fucking year 5s we're gonna learn in fucking school, compared to, like, going to university or even just watching a YouTube video. Oh my
School
god.
kids had backup. Workers.
And by the way, these kids are not going to be in these positions where they can make a difference. Like 99.99% of them won't be ever in a position where they can make a proper difference in the world. But also, it's going to be so many years until they can make a difference about this. Like, the climate change is just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, right? So the point is, we want action now. We want you to take action because we fucking can't take action. This is us taking action.
Yeah.
We're telling you that we want you to do this.
Dads, and our Pacific Islander neighbours.
We're marching for our children and grandchildren's future.
The students here are too young to vote, but the turnout as students, their voices will be very hard to ignore. Do you think they'll do something?
Yes.
No, they won't.
Like, okay, so, look, I am totally for, like, environmental policies that look after our environment and prevent climate change and all that sort of stuff. But I think, very realistically, it's not gonna... Like, look, people say they want climate... Like, they want to stop climate change, but I think a lot of people aren't willing to go to real sacrifices to, like, prevent climate change, right? So, yes, it's like, they should stop coal mining power generators and all that sort of shit and move towards green and renewable energies, right? But also, like if you want to reduce climate change, it means you've got to use less electricity, right? So it means that you as a day-to-day human being, it means you got to use less air conditioning, right? Are you willing to forego less aircon in the summer and the winter, right? Are you willing to forego like a whole bunch of your electrical use that just makes your life so much convenient, right?
I don't particularly agree with that.
And
I think the biggest contributor is like the coal factories and the coal mining and like the industry and
but
it's all about like, you know, first like don't want to get into the politics of it, but it's mostly because of our retard government and how they treat big business, and tax cuts and things like that to these people who are the big contributors. But like it's also about like building renewable sources, and they're saying like, oh, it's too expensive or whatever, but like the point of renewables is that they pay for themselves, right? You only have to pay for like the maintenance of those things. You don't have to pay for the resources you put into them. Like, it's about building renewables, man. It's about building renewables.
Yeah, but there's a lot of problem with renewables, like with their capacity to generate electricity and stuff, and their reliability, like which means there's definitely going to be short term growing pains.
Yeah, but like it's done over a period of time.
Yeah,
like
so
you don't just go, all right, we're shutting down all the coal factories. I think we've got about a day and a half of like
power
before we all run out, and then it's going to be about till about 2030 before you'll get power again.
Yeah, like
it's not going to be like that.
I get that there should be a transition, but
there's a 10-year plan or whatever. We're going to start building this now, and then we'll be slowly cutting down our carbon emissions in that time on the way there.
Yeah.
And we were doing that. We were doing that the last time we had a Labour government in power, and we were leading. We were one of the leading countries in the developed world in reducing carbon emissions, and then we repealed the carbon tax.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, like Australia is
because of the Liberal government.
It's
getting in power.
The Liberal government.
The Liberal government.
Like, to be honest, Australia is kind of like in a super optimal situation to just be like fucking solar farms everywhere. We just have shit tons of sun, and we got shit tons of land just doing sweet fuck all that you can't really even grow crops on. Just fucking panels of solar panels, and we're good.
Yeah.
This is like a solar field.
Make it happen, man.
Yeah.
Sydney led the way, but the noise was just as loud in cities across the country.
What do you think of this younger generation?
Well, I'm very impressed by them. I think they know what they're talking about. They've done.
I'm just looking after my grandchildren because my son has to work today.
Research.
As the next generation stood up and were counted in numbers we don't often see.
And the scenes we saw.
All right, cool.
My only problem with this news report is that, okay, so they were just interviewing like some kids on the fucking street who were in the protest and shit like that, and then they interviewed like reputable sources or like political figures or like that other fucking clown who said they should just go back to school, and so they make them sound like
idiots, like out of touch.
They make the protesters sound like they're just being stupid in this news report and that they shouldn't be doing this.
Well, it's news, man. It's news. There's always a slant. Always a slant.
9 News is fucking paid by our fucking government, bro.
Yeah.
They get fucking big fucking tax cuts.
But
it's fucking Liberal Party propaganda.
It's indefensible for the news to slant the other way. Like, there's no way that they can come out looking good from this. Like the news outlet just being like, "Oh, these kids are fucking idiot for like taking a day off school to strike." It's like, yeah, so they obviously had to lean towards the kids, man.
No, they didn't lean towards the kids at all.
Yeah, they did.
No,
the politicians. They made the politicians look like
no,
douchebags.
They made the politicians look like douchebags to us, but they're not getting any. Like, they're not getting Bill. They didn't go and speak to Bill Shorten and have him say, "I think this is a really great thing that they're doing," and blah blah blah. And that Liberal government. They didn't do that. They're reputable sources.
We're just like two clowns.
We're two clowns, but like to the average fucking like regular 9 News viewer, they're going to look at that and go, "Yeah, he's right. Those fucking kids should just go back to school." Yeah, because they're having those people on as their like voices of reason through all this fucking chaos
I
or
thought,
whatever.
I thought they just like set them up just to knock them down.
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, whatever. Next video. Oh yeah.
She's seen it. We're both reading it. A lot of people are reading it, but people are dying with vaping. So we're looking.
People are dying from vaping, man. People dying from vaping.
Managed very closely, and you know, if nothing else, this is a conference that's going to let people know about it, because people are going to watch what we're saying, and parents are going to be a lot tougher with respect to their children.
All right, I do got to admit, like, I do have to admit, especially because recently I have been to a couple of Asian countries, like in Thailand, like e-cigarettes were banned, but I totally didn't realize that at the time, and then, like, I took my vape into the country anyways. But like, yeah, I literally saw these kids that were probably like 12 to 14. They were just like sitting in the markets, just like vaping up, man. And I think, yeah, I saw that quite a bit in like Thailand. Like a lot of younger kids were like vaping. So I can like, even though we don't really see young kids vaping here in Australia, it's definitely more prevalent in other countries, I feel. So I can understand why countries are starting to crack down on e-cigarettes.
I had a friend who was smoking in grade 6.
Yeah, like
he was smoking cigarettes, and he's in like grade 5, grade 6.
But like, I feel that in our culture right now, less young kids are getting onto smoking.
Okay, it's like the hot new thing right now.
Yeah.
It's been around for about upwards of 10 years now. Vaping, like I think the first time I actually saw what a vape was, someone pulled it out in like a party in like a nightclub or some shit when I was 18 or something, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And he explained it to me, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then only now have I really seen them start to come up in track. It's like the hot new thing, and everyone's got to take a side on whether it's good or whether it's bad. I'm so fucking against vape bans. I think they're the most ridiculous thing ever. And to fucking sit here and say, people are dying. People are dying. We gotta do something because people are dying.
And ban cigarettes.
Okay.
Like,
you're gonna ban cars? People die in car accidents? You're gonna ban fucking guns? People are dying from guns.
You're gonna ban alcohol?
You're gonna ban alcohol? A lot of people die from fucking alcohol. A lot of people die from drinking alcohol and then jumping in a car.
Yeah, right? Like,
and so it's like 6 people are reported in the news in America for dying of fucking vapes.
Yeah.
And the information is just so wrong.
Like,
these are kids who have illegal substance. These are like 20-something-year-olds who are putting illegal substances, like synthetic THC and shit like that, into their vapes as liquid, and buying liquids from non-reputable places online, or from like some fucking dingy cunt in an alleyway.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of banning alcohol just because some kids bought some fucking moonshine that had like antifreeze in it or some shit and died.
These people who go to the hospital and are lying in that bed with all the fucking shit hooked up to them, instead of saying, I did a stupid thing, put a stupid thing in my vape, and therefore going to prison, instead of that, they are becoming anti-vapors. That's a no fucking brainer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do I go to prison or do I just become anti-vape? Don't do this. This is what will happen to you.
But yeah.
People think vaping is wonderful. It's great. It's really not wonderful. That's one thing I think we can say definitely.
Oh, definitely.
Well, like,
you've really looked into the research, have you?
Yeah.
Did you just watch CNN or some shit like that? Fake news?
But yeah, I guess it's very clear. It's like
fake news.
We're totally on board with vaping, especially as a step down from smoking cigarettes. It's
pretty big fucking step down.
Yeah, man.
And I'm so sick of like going into the smokers' room at work, taking a puff, and having someone go, "You know that's worse than smoking cigarettes."
Hey man, I'll keep puffing on this. You keep smoking your cigarettes. We'll see who dies first.
Yeah, right.
It's got big problems. We have to find out the extent of the problem. find out.
Anything to take
And I
attention
hope
away
that
from our
parents
guns.
That, they have children, and the children are a certain age. I hope they're going to be able to make wise decisions, maybe based on what we're saying today. But the commissioner and Alex Azar, they're going to be coming back over the next.
So, like, from what I understand,
sugar's bad for kids.
So, from what I understand, like, what they're proposing is that they're putting a ban temporarily, and then they want all flavored nicotine liquids to go through like an FDA approval or some shit. Which I can be on board with that. Like, I can be on board with, like, cool, if a company wants to sell e-cigarette liquids, that
there has to be regulation,
like a regulation and like proper testing to make sure these chemicals aren't going to cause long-term harm. I'm totally on board with that, right?
Why do you need to ban it in the meantime?
I guess because they
the big problem is not like what's being sold on these stores. The problem is like the black market products and the
less reputable source, less reputable products, right?
And the drugs that are going into these fucking things.
But I guess like right now, it's not super apparent what is safe and what is not safe. Because so it's not like, oh yeah, like you go to a website to buy like some e-liquid and like on the bottle it says, oh yeah, like licensed and produced under FDA like approval or something, and you can be reasonably confident. All right, cool. If it's gone through an approval process, I know this is a reasonably safe liquid under like the normal standard testing guidelines. But right now, it's like no guidelines whatsoever. So I think that's the issue that they have right now. It's just that like they need to control or they need to regulate or have oversight over this industry, which like the industry even agrees. Like, oh yeah, industry is like, oh yeah, like then like we need to regulate somehow, right? But yeah, so. I think people are definitely like, okay, I guess we're coming from very biased views about this, but people are definitely like fear mongering like e-cigarettes way harder than they should be, in my opinion. And like for me personally, like it's an alternative to something that is definitely worse, and I can definitely feel my lungs and health overall get significantly better, especially sleeping. Get significantly better after I stop smoking, like 100%. Like there are times where I've just like chain smoked a shitload, and like you cough like real hard, and sometimes you like choke at night. But yeah, like I do not get that at all from vaping.
Bought and smoked like that like 100 pack of like chop cigarettes?
Oh fuck, man! Like that shit that gummy shit that we had to smoke out so bad, man. It's so bad.
Yeah,
it made me want to quit smoking.
But it tastes bad for one thing, but like
it also fucks around with your lungs way harder, I feel.
Like I was like, as I was getting towards, at first I was like, oh yeah, these aren't too bad, I can put up with this. But the further in I got, I started to feel just so shitty.
Yeah, man.
And they were getting harder and harder to smoke as it went on. And you got to think about, some people get used to that, and some people keep smoking that forever.
Oh fuck.
And and cigarettes are getting so pricey that people just do that shit. I'm pretty sure we don't entirely know what's in chops as well.
Yeah, okay.
Like, so I don't think chop cigarettes are very well regulated under any kind of guideline or shit like that.
Yeah, well, more or less this video, the rest of it's just like the same stuff. Alright, next video. Oh, another movie trailer. What's up with Will Smith? It looks like he hasn't aged in like 20 years.
Yeah, right.
He still looks basically the same as Bad Boys 1, which was like when it was like the 90s or some shit.
Mm-hmm. You can get that buffed out. No.
Martin Lawrence, like you can see there, fucking chopped up.
You can get that buffed out. Remember, knock and talk. Knock. Mighty B, get down! What the hell happened to knock and talk? Hands behind your head right now. I got this. I'm gonna penetrate this man's soul with my heart. Watch. Sir, I realize that you're scared. You know, sometimes fear. How deep you think you got in your soul?
Like, I feel that the word penetrate now, like, unless... Okay, like, straight up, the only time I feel the word penetrate is used outside of like the sexual or even innuendo context is like only in games where it's like, oh yeah, I've got armor penetration or some shit. In every other context, it's clearly strictly only used for a sexual communication. No one else uses that word, man.
I'm done, Mike. I'm retiring. Here we go.
I'm too old for this shit.
Seem to be muscle shirts and body count.
Look at this mess. It's carnage. I didn't do all this. You didn't shoot anybody?
Oh, come on, Cap. You know I shot some.
Yeah. Fuck me. Fuck.
In these streets, I never trusted anybody but me. I'm asking you, man. Bad boys. One last time.
I love it when they take like an old soundtrack, like an old iconic soundtrack, and then they like kind of remix it. So it's got that nostalgia, but it's also, oh man, there's some fresh, yeah.
We're not just black. We're cops too. We're pulling ourselves.
Like, yeah, look at that, man. He's definitely not aged as well as Will Smith. Like literally the other day, I saw on the side of a bus, there was a movie advertisement with Will Smith. I forgot what it's called. It was like Will Smith versus Will Smith. But yeah, like he's just in so many movies, and it's like not all of them are like big blockbusters, so you don't see like trailers and big like advertisements for him. But yeah, man, so many movies.
You were right about the glasses. I've been telling your ass for a year. He can't be stopped. Shit, Mike. These are like HD.
These are like HD.
Bad boys. What she gonna do? What she gonna do when we come back?
Hey, no, never. Y'all will never do that again. Yeah, and you fucking up the lyrics. It'll take a long time to learn. Cause it's bad boys for life.
Oh man, it's when you make a sequel, but like instead of just putting a 2, you gotta put some edgy subtitle. Bad Boys for Life. Shit, man.
What's up?
Oh yeah, we got.
Our careers aren't doing so well anymore, so we're gonna play on your nostalgia.
Will Smith's doing all right.
I don't know, man.
He's not doing great. He
did play the genie.
Hey man, he's an iconic Disney character now, right? Even like, look, and to be honest, I haven't seen the movie, but I would assume that like Will Smith probably played the genie well. It's just that people gave him shit because like the animators made him look really weird and fucked up as a genie. Which is, it's not Will Smith's problem if he looks fucking weird as a genie, but he probably gave a good performance. Yeah, it's not Will Smith's fault, but it's like I do object to him being in Ryuju Rewind. Oh yeah,
that's hot.
Oh, so another one of our mystery videos. So we got 6 Trump supporters versus 1 secret hater. Ooh.
Welcome to another episode of Odd Man Out.
We want to feature you in an intro, so stick around until after the video to find out the rules.
I feel like this one's going to be a bit
I
weird.
see so many people who are using government assistance to go to Disneyland. That's not what it's for. It's so that you can make America great again.
Whoa.
Oh,
man.
I don't think I'm going to enjoy this one at all.
Like, look, you don't have to take sides, but we're just trying to nitpick to deduce.
I just get so annoyed at some of the rhetoric.
Okay.
I am a Trump supporter.
He's definitely a Trump supporter.
I am a Trump supporter.
Really?
Questionable.
I am a Trump supporter.
I can believe that.
Supporter. I am a Trump supporter.
I am a Trump supporter.
I am a Trump supporter.
1.
I feel that, like I don't want to play the demographics card here, but, like, I feel confident with, like, 4 of them straight away that they're good.
Is a liar. If the group discovers who the liar is, they'll split a cash prize. If the liar survives, he or she wins the
I
entire.
like the way they say hater instead of like non-Trump supporter or something.
Yeah. But I guess, like, being a non-supporter is different to being a hater.
Yeah, right.
Like, non-supporter means you're like, you can mean you're just ambivalent, but a hater means you fucking hate him, right? But here's the thing though, right? The secret hater, if he wins the money, everyone's gonna hate him for two reasons. One, because he's anti-Trump, and two, because he just took their money.
So I think we should say why we support him, since assuming we all do. So did you want to start?
Sure. I'm supporting him because I'm a dad. I support him because
He looks wealthy and a douchebag, so I'm pretty sure he's pro-Trump.
record unemployment rate, stuff like that.
When people lie, they tend to like touch their face.
I really
What
love
the
how he's a Christian and he loves Jesus and God. He's actually
They play the speed round so shit every single time.
I support him because he follows the Constitution.
I support him because I feel like we have more religious freedom with him in office than Hillary.
Yeah, there's so many reasons, but America first, I guess.
That's such a soft answer, yeah.
Great reason.
I don't think anyone's voting because they don't put America first, right?
Well, you should probably get voted out first.
The reason is my reason.
Same here.
I feel that the guy with the cough in the suit, I reckon he's gonna get voted out because he just fucked up his response. But I'm pretty sure he's like fucking hardcore pro-Trump.
So she was right next to me, and she didn't necessarily cut me off, but she seemed just very nervous. She didn't sound like she believed what she was.
No, I think like because she's Asian, she's more
just really
like
timid,
shy and timid, yeah. And like being a Trump supporter isn't exactly a popular position to have. So yeah, I reckon she was just like shy and timid.
Telling everybody?
Okay. My faith informs my voting. Simple as that. And second, my dad has been in the Marine Corps for 30 years, and so that supports me.
I'm still up in the air about her.
Detailed story. Shit sounds rehearsed.
Yeah.
Rehearsed story.
I'm still up in the air about her.
Super nerve-wracking going into the first speed round.
Look at that sweat on her forehead. Just like look at that shine.
Because you know that everyone has assumptions about how you look.
He's got a lot of diversity of support out there. They just don't speak up out of fear. And so it's interesting to try to read everything from body language to what they were actually saying.
So clean.
I don't think anyone is going to accuse him of not being a Trump supporter.
I voted for Sierra in the first round. I thought
Is
she
it
was
the
well
quiet Asian girl?
because of her look, her dyed hair,
Her
and
look?
how she initiated the conversation.
Oh, true, the dyed hair. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, because she was like real quiet and shit, but like you always
I
yeah.
think it was the combination of my nerves and
Yeah.
because I was wearing a crop top and it's not so conservative.
No,
and
it's
I
'cause
had
you're
it freaking
Asian.
out earlier.
Oh, he thought he was like he was pretty fucking certain.
Yeah.
2020?
Yes, absolutely.
Does everybody have a favorite for 2020?
I'm voting for Trump.
I don't know yet.
Trump hasn't even announced that he's like running again. I don't think he would.
Yeah, I'm proud to cast my vote for Donald Trump.
President Trump, yes.
Trump here.
That's such a dumb like question to ask. Yeah, I'm pro Trump. Pro
You
Trump.
guys gonna vote for Trump?
Unless it was like a trick question where where Trump supporters know that Trump isn't going to run again,
Yeah.
so they're baiting all these other people into it. Where it's like, oh, actually, real Trump supporters know that.
He should say in that case, if you're gonna vote for Trump next term, raise your hand, and then if like one person like quickly like the Trump hater like quickly raises the hand to fit in, everyone else is like, but he's not running next.
Yeah.
You know.
I reckon, yeah, you got to drop like secret trick questions to pick. All right, that's a good thing to know. If we're in a situation where we need to find out a secret hater,
we're gonna get on this show.
We got to find like the secret trick question to ask, that they respond to, and then
I think I made people focus on me because I didn't know if I don't know if I would vote for him again. I think that if someone better does come along, I don't want to just automatically say he'll forever have my vote. I just want to clarify.
I think that's a very logical opinion. So I'm kind of in agreement with this shit because there's no way a secret hater would be hesitant. The secret hater would just be like fucking pro-Trump every single time.
Just in case you guys don't think that I support him because I totally do. But I am curious that one of the major things right now is immigration. So what is your guys' stance on immigration?
Well, I'm a second-generation American on both sides. So my dad's parents immigrated from India, and my mom's from Mexico. So I think this country would be nothing without immigrants at all.
Yeah, I grew up in...
Whoa, she seems to like immigrants a little bit too much.
I like immigrant.
California, Los Angeles, California. I've seen the demographics change, not often for the good. You know, there are many homeless Americans and veterans. They're homeless on the streets, and yet we spend tons of taxpayer money to support illegal immigration. You know, we have a constitution, and if you can't...
Yeah, he's safe.
You should just ask policy questions, I reckon.
It's better that you don't come.
You know he was a Trump supporter.
They've flowed.
I don't watch any cable news at all. And I listen to a lot of podcasts, like more specifically, like...
It's just weird, but because there are a lot of young people on.
Like Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder, along with people
Fuck
who
off, Steven Crowder.
like are more leftist.
Did you see Alex Jones on Joe Rogan?
I think he's like wild.
Yeah.
So
That's where I get my most of my information from. Infowars and Alex Jones.
Oh, these are really informed people here.
Oh my
you gotta be on top of your game if you're gonna ever talk about politics with anybody. If you want to know the truth, you have to look at both sides to understand. You know.
Like,
I don't know who they're gonna vote for.
I don't know either, man. Like, I'm starting to have doubts about the guy in the suit. But also potentially the quiet girl on the far left. I feel that she's a little bit too quiet.
What's going on? Maybe he's just introverted, but
What?
He didn't.
She just
he
vote
was
for Mike?
actively engaged in the conversation. I voted out Mike because I wanted to assume that not
Why
all
are they
white
voting
men
for
are
Mike?
Trump supporters.
I was thinking it was the first person. I said,
What?
So why am I...
What?
Go for me.
Mike feels like he's the fucking safest bet, man.
I was wondering how the silence was going to play. I now know.
So, like, what would you say
Like the chick on the left, she's been so quiet the entire time.
to the people who are going to think negatively of you as a Trump supporter?
Well, I think the first thing is that no matter what side you stand on, President Trump has reinvigorated our democratic process.
You know, they say, well, he's a racist. I say, well, you just ask them, the people who believe that. You say, well, what's racist about his policies?
Just because of my support, it discredits who I am as a person. Or, like, they're not willing to listen because it's like, yeah, it's really, yeah.
Like in college, because I'm pro-life, I'm discredited from everything. So, oh, you're Catholic, you can't have an opinion on this. We already know what your opinion's going to be.
It's like, we could talk about it. We don't need to fight about it. Just have a conversation. Your next door neighbor
Yeah, I'm pretty safe with her. Like, I think she's good.
supports Trump and you don't
I
want
love how he's giving the power back to the people. You know, the elite.
I'm really questioning the guy. I'm really questioning Suit Guy.
They gotta vote him out next.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. And, like, the American lapel, like, the American, like, little, like, pin that he's got, I think that's over the top. I think he's just being like, oh, I'm really pro-America. So, I'm having suspicions about him.
They're still fighting to like keep, staying in power.
His responses aren't even great.
I think it's really divine, and God's hand is in it.
He's moving a lot while he's talking. He's fucking rubbing his face. He's either just like really fucking nervous. But the thing is, if you're wearing a suit, you're usually like a kind of confident guy that like knows what he's doing. I'm pretty sure he's just fucking faking it.
I have a question probably for the next segment if we have another one.
Zach made himself seem too suspicious because he had his American pin flag. I thought maybe he was trying too hard.
Whoa, tie.
We have a tie. So we're going to do a revote. The tie is Zach and Natalie.
Honestly, I was kind of baffled by it.
I wasn't really surprised just because, like, I don't fit the look of somebody who
Yeah,
supports
fucking
Trump.
literally, like, none of you do, except for fucking Mike.
I think I voted for Zach because I did.
The fact that she went to the race place so quickly makes me feel somewhat like she might be the hater.
Which is probably why I voted for Trump. I didn't want to vote for Hillary, so I voted for Trump.
Yeah, I have a question though. I'm curious, because, obviously you guys are like the millennial age. How do you define conservatism?
The
current narrative of the left is creating a sort of victimhood. And what I find on the right is that there's a huge victor mentality. It's all how hard you...
What are you talking about?
See, she
about?
comes from Indian background, so I could definitely see her being more conservative because Indians are conservative.
Yeah. Indian Mexican, my dude.
Yeah, but she said her dad was Indian, so like the dad's generally a little bit more forceful with the discipline and shit. I think she's safe.
You want to work to get your life.
Okay, so I've just had a thought, right? So, we're looking for a Trump hater, right?
Yeah.
We're not looking for someone who disagrees with Trump's policies.
Yeah.
So the person who just straight up hates Trump would be trying to say all the things that they think a Trump supporter would say in this scenario.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're looking for someone who's probably too pro-Trump, or like talking too much in... Oh, but they all fucking do.
Okay, but like that chick there, she said the left has a victim mentality. So I think that's where the blind spot is. The people who are Trump haters, they don't see why the other side hates them. So, because like, okay, so if you were trying to pretend to be a Trump supporter, you would study up on shit that people love about Trump, but you wouldn't necessarily study up on why people hate Trump's opposition. Because if you look at Trump's supporters, they're going to be like, oh, the left are crybabies, they're like millennials that don't know how to work hard, that sort of shit. So, I think that would be
but you're just saying, like, you're just going to be saying the shit that you cop all the time.
No, because you're blind. Like, the thing is, like, the people on the left don't know why people on the right hate them. The liberals, the leftists don't... Fucking stop playing with that shit and focus, man. Yeah, like, the left side, they don't understand why conservatives, like, dislike them so much. So I think that would have been a blind spot. They don't know how other people see them. Like conservatives know how other people see them because they all think like Trump's a racist and bigot or whatever, right? But like, yeah, I think like the thing is, if they ask more about your view on the lefts, I think that's where the blind spot is.
I wouldn't even
use
like the label for myself. Even registered, I'm independent. It's deregulation and providing the opportunity for everyone to make the best for themselves.
She said deregulation, man. Like, I feel that is one of those things where it's just like, this is what a hater would think people love about Trump. So I think she might be a hater, if not the suit guy.
Not to be provided the best.
She'd be who I'd vote out next.
Financially, so that you're obligated to someone else. Because my dad came from absolutely nothing, did his national duty, and built a life for himself, and I was able to go to college because of it.
I could also see her being a hater because of her dad's like pension or like service benefits being like veteran benefits being cut off. Yeah.
I went to school on the GI Bill from him.
I see so many people who are using government assistance to go to Disneyland. That's not what it's for. It's so that you can build yourself up and make America great again. It's like if I'm going to work and my dad's going to work the hours that he does and not be home so that he can provide for his family, it's only fair that he gets to see that money.
Just really quickly, because I know this round is going to end. So you said that you wouldn't necessarily, you're not for sure casting your vote for Trump in 2020. Is there, if you had to vote for a Democratic candidate right now?
As of right now, I don't see that person, but I just am not sure. I support him now as a president, and in 2016, it's not.
I think it's the chick on the left.
Whoever.
Like getting really hard.
That's why I didn't want another round.
She talked a lot more than Catherine did, so there's a lot more opportunity for me to like find holes.
I didn't want to put anybody out. I just felt like everyone was honest, and so I was just.
People on the show are so dumb.
I don't even think Mike is still in the game, but I wrote his name down.
Raise your hand if you'd like to keep playing the game. If the lights around you.
Oh, I feel they lose again.
What did she vote for Mike again?
Told you. Yeah, I told you, man.
I am
great job.
She didn't do a great job. She just was quiet the entire time and you hung yourself. That's how you win this game. You just say nothing. Just say the most passive, basic shit that people can't just find like an immediate, like, wrong thing about, and then yeah.
Don't consider myself a Republican in any way. All of my positions are pretty progressive. I'm super happy to have had this dialogue. I think this experience has taught me that a lot of the people who are Trump supporters, like Sierra for example, go back and forth on what they believe and are asking themselves tough questions. Everyone like has a story to tell and everyone's voices should be heard even if they disagree with you.
What's up, good humans? Thank you for watching.
Thanks so much for watching. If you guys
Yep, alright. That was pretty fun. Oh, Friendlyjordies watch. Let's do this.
Tuesday, Wednesday, oh fuck, put on some pants, Guernsey, you homo. Oh, what the fuck? Dude, you almost looked at your cock. Dickhead, I wanted to see if you put it away. He admitted it. What a fucking retard.
These fucking school kid arguments.
Are you thinking about your sister in the shower and having a wank? Boy, seriously, can you shut up about my mum and my sister? Like, the joke's old now, eh? It's not a joke, I genuinely want to fuck them both. What? Oh, Hammond for telling the truth, Stitch. Tell Ben. Tell him what we were talking about. Oh, yeah, Ben. We were saying that your mum's so hot that even you'd fuck your own mum. Oh, shit. Holy shit. No shame, Stitch. No shame. She's fucking hot. Open up, you girl. Oh, yeah, sure thing, Ben. Oh, yeah, I'll open up as soon as I finish having sex with your sister. Oh, Ben, let him out. Close, bro. Okay, you Maz, if you come out right now, I won't slap ya. Oh, Jessica, oh. Okay, you Maz, I'm walking away. Yeah, sure thing, Stooge. You're just doing that sound, aren't you, Ben? Benny? Well, if you promise not to hit me, bro, I'll come out now. Okay, I'm coming out, but you don't get to hit me, okay? Bro, you always chuck the biggest side, bro. Oh, what the fuck? You are the biggest spastic ever. Yeah, at least I'm not a fucking homo like Guernsey. Yeah, mad call, bro. You're the one that looked at my dick, you dumb schlep. Dude. Twice. Oh, it's just no reasoning with you two. Oi, Jared. I don't. I'm fucking allergic. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
You're not allergic, you're asthmatic.
Oh, boys, no, boys. Ben, get out of your legs, bro. Oh, fuck, boys, I forgot it. Always come prepared, Stitch. Yes, you're a fucking genius, you are.
Was like Lynx banned in your primary school because of that same asthmatic kids?
All spray deodorant was banned. You had to bring roll on.
Yeah.
People still brought spray deodorant.
It's just spray, bro, just spray.
How come it only seems to be a problem with kids though, right? Like with adults, with adults it just seems to like never be an issue. You okay? Been vaping a little bit too much? Yeah.
Stop it! Oh, boys, so stinky today. So stinky. Back off! Boy, I swear at your eldest, you little cunt, right? This sort of leaves came on the way out, boys. Boy, stop.
This must be a fucking pain to edit when I think about it, right? Because he's just fucking saying a whole bunch of shit, and like the editors just like they just see like one long clip of like him in that same position saying different shit, and he has to fucking find a way to clip it all together.
Freaking Jared, we're turning you into a beach magnet, man.
Just get the zoom up as well.
Nah. Hey, goodbye.
Bro, did you see him? He was on like that fucking filmy breast, like some fucking pedophile or some shit. Man, how unshocked would you be to find out that Jared's a pedophile? Very. Can't be a pedo. He's too young, retard. I meant when he's older, you worthless dab of pre-cum. Wait, what's pre-cum, Brett? It's like that little layer of cum around your cock. Oh, yeah, that's fully aggressive. I guess he's not pre-cum, Brett. That's why he's so pale, because his skin's translucent cum. If I was pre-cum, that means I'd be fast.
What?
Hit him in the nuts.
Benny, you okay? You can't fucking talk. Wait, Ben, don't say nothing if I can have all the money in your wallet. Okay, you're my witness, Gertie. You didn't say shit. Yilmaz, if you touch his wallet, I'll deck you. Fuck off, you gave me permission. Oh, don't come in, sir. I'm getting dressed, you pedo.
Have you boys been bullying Jared again?
No? What's he been saying?
And why is Ben on the ground?
Because I hit myself in the nutsack.
You hit yourself in the nutsack.
It's always funny hearing teachers like say shit like nutsack because you don't expect it from them.
Yeah.
And why'd you do that, Ben?
Well, stop cross-examining him, sir. The man's in pain. It's all right, the man. Your man's just here to help you speak. Yeah. Why can't you be as considerate a human being as Yilmaz, sir?
Do you need to see the nurse, Ben?
No, I'm all good.
You sure?
Oh, just go away, sir. Stop perving on us.
Yilmaz, if you keep going on like that, I'm going to send you home.
No, you can't do that, sir. I'm happy for this tree.
I can, and if you boys do anything else to Jared, I will.
He saved us, bro. Smoke some boys. Yeah, Ben, you're a fucking sick dog, eh? Boy, just for that, I won't fuck your nut. Fuck you, Yilmaz. Boy, it's a joke, bro. Relax. Click share and comment below. Comment.
Well, next video is... Oh, yeah.
Guys, today we're going to be doing something
Well,
that has
there's
never been
more
done
friendly
before on
Jordies.
Yeah, we always do 2 friendly Jordies.
Okay.
YouTube. Even more original than talking into a Blue Yeti mic wearing a Dunkey jacket. We're going to dub some ads.
Wow, imagine if they really said that.
These are all ads from one of the 3 companies that buys year-long slots on Foxtel and runs them 24/7. So if you're 80 years old, you're going to really relate to this. Up the duff, are ya? Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. It's not from KFC. Fuck off, Mark. Make me. You're jealous because your nutsack is as blank as your face, Mark. Yeah, fair point. I'm offering nothing, eh? You worthless sack of shit, Mark. Don't even look at my wife or I'll snap you in half. Mark is a worthless sack of shit, and as such, he's incapable of spreading his seed. Get fucked, Mark. No one wants to be friends with you. Cut your nuts off and sell them as meatballs to a
Look at the phone number as well. 694-2069.
Oh my god. Or you're done for.
butcher. Still fuck. All I said was congratulations. What a cooked cunt. Barbara, you never got me hard. Your sister, on the other hand, I reamed her like a medieval castle gate. Yeah, well, I sucked off your dad now. Yeah, I'm not done yet. You know your 2 bush pig cousins? I fucked them both at the same time. Fuck me, that was loose. Some cousins are very attractive.
Oh my
That,
god,
however, is-
Jesus.
Not an excuse to bone them harder than Jessica Rowe was boned from the Today Show. So always remember, that's your auntie's offspring. Your auntie's offspring. Yeah, I better go with those 2. Not me proud as fuck, but boy, I've done much, much worse, eh? Enrique, I realised at the book club that I'm a fucking beard. You married me because you're too shit scared to come out of the closet to your Catholic parents. There is no way that could possibly be true, Kathleen. But when I came home last night, I caught you in an orgy with less puss involved than a footy player gangbang. It was all men. I don't know.
I don't know.
Surefire way of ending any argument. If courts have taught us...
The same fucking chick every time. It's fuck.
Oh, you can actually tell which ad it is. It's real insurance because it's on a shirt.
Yeah.
That if you say, I don't know, the prosecution can't do shit. They can think you're guilty all they like, but habeas corpus, bitches. You haven't given them a body. Good on you, Enrique, for pleading the 5th. We 2 girls won't cut to that bowl, but no girls. Gross. Boy, this crib assembly is going to cost you like $700. I beg your pardon? $700, you stupid bitch. You heard me. If you don't like it, get another quote. I'm pregnant. That's your problem, not mine. What did you think? A baby was going to be cheap?
Give me my money now, or my mum will put a gypsy curse on you. Fat shit. You sure drive a hard bargain. The best way to get what you want in life is to hurl unbridled, unwarranted abuse at people who pay for your existence. Aussies appreciate a tell it like it is attitude, and as we all know, tell it like it is a euphemism for being unreasonably slack. Yeah, that's it. Pay by the end of the week or I'm suing your ass.
It's all life insurance.
Naughty, you fucking chops are. We use cunts. We're ugly, but we fuck good. Fuck, I'm sick of mangy cunts trying to ram my prison wallet. Tell them to get fucked, Gav. You heard the missus, you horny.
Prison Wallet is asshole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, cunt. Fuck off. Gavin and Mindy avoided a potentially awkward conversation by being honest and upfront about their feelings regarding the proposition of an orgy with their neighbours. If you don't want two old fucks ramming your wife, tell them to get fucked. It's the only thing they'll respond to. Fuck off, I thought it'd work this time. I bet you did, you slutty ugly mum. Mate, have you cut up that hooker's body and dumped it in the river yet? Jeez, mate, leaving all the dirty work to me. You bought the gun, it was your fucking idea. You should have got rid of it, cunt. Suck my nuts. I still got your gun. You're fucking Prince Ron, and if I drop that off to the cop shop, then you'll go to prison faster than you can say dismemberment. Shut the fuck up. If you're ever going to commit cold-blooded murder, make sure everyone involved is on the same page about who's doing what. If you get caught, 9 out of 10 times it'll be because someone's getting sloppy on the details. So if you're going to do this shit with someone else, make sure you have something that you can blackmail them with, whether that's a family member or a piece of incriminating evidence. That smell coming from this
That's good to know.
shit.
Hey, man. Who knows?
Oh my god.
Garden, I'm gardening this weekend, yeah. Did you like us making fun of insurance ads as much as insurance companies like taking every last penny off of dying geriatrics? If so, press the like button. Please share and comment.
And we're getting to our favorite part of the YouTube video. Infomercial of the week! And this one's kind of funny.
Below.
Yeah, so you guys, we went to this John Howard Really Sucks show. It was pretty good. It was reasonably good. A lot of references to daytime TV, so if you weren't a single stay-at-home mum during the 90s, you're going to be a little bit confused. Oh, look, he went to Vietnam as well. He's got a Ho Chi Minh shirt.
Oh. I'd like to see the rest of the shirt, if not for the little fucking...
Yeah, also, I guess, not that this person's watching, but we got to meet the hentai nerd from the Friendlyjordies video. What's his name? Chico? No. Quqco. Christo, yeah.
We were hanging out with Christo.
Yeah.
And
after the show.
Just like talking shit with him. I actually got a signature from Geordie, even though we didn't do a fan meetup. Christo got me a signature.
This is the dumbest thing, guys.
Does anybody like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory cards? Well, I got a little Mike TV signed by Friendlyjordies himself, Jordan Shanks.
I would have loved
Mike TV.
To be honest, I would have loved to see like Geordie's face as he was just like, "What the fuck is this?"
I know, because like these guys got him to sign a couple of books or something, and one of them was...
they got him to sign their Warhammer action figure.
12 Rules for Life.
Oh, yeah.
Got him to sign 12 Rules for Life, and they had something else that they got him to sign, and I said, no, hang on, sign my fucking...
Pulling it out of his...
Sign this!
Yeah.
So I gave him one of these fucking Willy Wonka cards from the arcade.
Yeah, so...
I would have loved to see him go, 12 Rules for Life. That's pretty funny. Oh yeah, fucking DVD. That's pretty clever too. And hang on, this is just a fucking Mike TV from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So he gives that a sign.
Yeah. So Christo, he plays in a band called the Eunuchs.
Yeah.
So yeah, go find Eunuchs Kings.
Eunuchs.
On Facebook, and tell them that we sent you there.
Yep.
Not that anyone's really watching this, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But hey, Christo, we promised that we would shout you out, so we shouted you out now. So
you're gonna come on our show, you fucking disgraceful nerd,
hentai nerd. All right, now for infomercial of the week.
Take the work out of your workout. The white chair.
You know, Tamara, the Hawaii chair wasn't designed just for home. I mean, after all, for some of us, at least 40 hours of our week is
It gets better.
behind a desk at the office. So to see what office workers think of the Hawaii chair, we sent Aaron Lee to work.
Look at this.
Hi, I'm Erin Lee, USA, and today we brought the Hawaii chair to a very busy work environment. Let's get some first-time reactions. Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
It's great on my abs.
I can really feel this working. Hawaii chair while answering phones using the computer.
How the fuck do you even dive with that shit, man?
You can hardly call this work. With the Hawaii chair, it takes the work out of your workday.
If you can sit, you can get fit. The Hawaii chair.
Thanks, Aaron Lee.
Is that? Oh.
Yeah, man. Okay, to be honest,
I really feel it working.
It was a lot more funnier when I watched it. All right, so the reason is because you know how I watch things on high speed. This is what it looked like to me when I was watching it.
You know, Tamara, the Hawaii chair wasn't designed just for home. I mean, after all, for some of us...
This is how I saw it.
So to see what office workers think of the Hawaii chair,
This fucking
Hi, I'm
chick.
Erin Lee with Sirfetched USA, and today we brought the Hawaii chair to a
It
busy
looks
work
so dumb, man.
Look, see, this is
Oh
what
my god, it's really working.
It looks so much more crazier at 2 times speed.
Have you seen like? It's okay. So, all right. Here's my fucking infomercial invention. So when we got people working at a desk job and they're not, moving around enough, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install a buck and bull rider. So you have to do all your office work while you're riding the buck and bull. Wow, it's a real workout.
Oh man,
that's my latest invention. Infomercial featuring me, Grand J, and some middle class mums.
Yeah, but you got to give it some like real bullshit, like funny name.
We'll come in fucking like suits or lab coats or something. But we got our office bull chair, and it's time for you to get a real workout. If you can sit, you can rodeo.
Yeah, you got to workshop that, man.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's episode 11 done from the Supercell podcast.
Fuck you.
I should cut that out, but.